Tonight, the regular season finale is upon us, and the red-hot Wampus Cats are on the road in Saline County to take on the state's most dominant team, the Bryant Hornets. The Hornets have won 25 games in a row, including the last two 7A state championship games, and they're coming off a dominant win over previously unbeaten and second-ranked North Little Rock. So here we go. It's Conway and Bryant. For a generation of Wampus Cats, this is the most fierce rivalry, and it gets decided on the field, live tonight. We've got the kickoff in less than 30 minutes, but first it's the Conway Regional Health System pregame show, and that's next on Conway Corp. It is the Conway Regional Health System pregame show. I'm Jeff Matthews, joined by Levi Gilbert and Tim Roach, the voices of the Wampus Cats, and they are in their respective home offices, closets, wherever they are right now. I'm in my office at work, but when we talk to them in a few moments live, they will be in Saline County. Bryant and Conway tonight, guys, as we record this the day before kickoff. What are your thoughts going into what is always an intense game, Levi?
Yeah, it's been 6 years since we've beaten the Hornets, and everybody in Conway knows that we are way past due. Unfortunately, we're facing the team that might be at the peak of this run that they've had the last 2 years. You kind of feel like they're very senior laden, so maybe this run is nearing its conclusion as well. But I take a lot of confidence out of how we played against North Little Rock this year in a very close game, a team that has really just had their way with us the last couple of years. How we played against Christian Brothers, one of the top teams in the state of Tennessee. I have good feelings going into this game. I can't say that I've felt that way the last 6 years.
Now, Tim, I know one of the things that going into this game, it's going to require our defense to make some stops. Our offense is going to put points on the board. They are rolling. They are in the pocket, as they say. Defensively, though, what's it going to take?
We have to play everybody on their team man up. I mean, we're going to play zones. We're going to play all the defensive structures, but they have weapons all over the field. Their offensive line is huge. They're very talented. So we have to play them man on man. We have to look somebody in the eye, say, "You're mine tonight," and really impose our will. Now, we've had some struggles defensively, but we have had some critical stops. We've created, as we talked about, turnovers deluxe. So it's getting some stops. I think it's about getting stops and getting turnovers.
Levi, one of the things that's going to be interesting to watch is that normally when you have a game like this, and Bryant is they're in a different league right now. Everybody knows it. So you want to kind of shorten games against teams like that. That means running the ball 3 yards at a time. We're not built that way. So it's going to be really interesting to watch Mark Kelly call this game.
Yeah, that's something that we've talked about throughout the season, especially late in games where we've had a lead and we're trying to run the clock out. Luckily, Jamal Bethune, he's been out of the lineup, 2 weeks ago, he was completely out of the lineup. He got some reps in last week. That was a good sign. I think that'll give us some confidence because we're going to need Jamal. And I think the way Boogie Carr has developed, sophomore running back, over these 8 games that we've had, gives me a lot of confidence that, hey, if we have stretches where we need to extend drives, maybe give our defense a break, or if we get a lead late, I feel like we're going to be able to make things happen. Special teams will be important too, won't it, Tim?
Absolutely, and we've seen some really dynamic plays, kickoff returns. I don't even know how many block punts we have. It's probably 4. We've changed the dynamic there. We talk about all the time about winning all 3 phases. We've won special teams in almost every game we've played. They're playing really, really a high level right now.
And it's a special teams play. It's a turnover that could change the entire outcome of this game. So we'll watch it with you guys soon. Have a great call. Can't wait to watch with everybody. And we'll have the kickoff in less than 20 minutes. You guys enjoy yourselves.
You don't wake up thinking about internet speed, electricity, reliability. Your mind isn't on advanced treatment facilities or customizable systems. You don't have to think about any of these things because we do. Conway Corp. Always on.
Welcome to the Conway Regional Health System pregame show. I'm Jeff Matthews. I'm joined by Levi Gilbert and Tim Roach. We're joined, as always, by Coach Keith Fempel. Coach Bryant this week, but let's take a look back at Catholic. Your defense looked good. Your secondary especially looked good.
You know, I thought they played real well. Coming off the Christian Brothers game and then having Bryant in between there, you're always worried about mentality. And we started on Sunday with that. I thought the kids did a great job of leadership as far as the senior class, and the coaching staff did a real good job preparing for them. And I was real happy to see them. And like I said, they've been really good. The turnovers has just been huge for us all year long. I mean, these guys are 20 or 21.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that many in a long time, so it's been a real positive for us.
Coach, I know every week we keep talking about how explosive the offense has been, and Ben Weiss has 29 touchdown passes. Best we can tell, that's a first in Conway history for a single season.
You'd have to find one of the historians that has been around the program, but I would think that would be hard to beat, to be honest with you. I mean, that's some numbers that I've seen at different places that I've coached, but Ben's done a great job. His work ethic's been great. He's been very focused in. So, he deserved. These kids have done a great job since June the 1st, and I brag about them all the time. The rewards they get off of this, it's great. It's good for us to see that kind of stuff, especially in this time.
So Bryce Bohannon had a great night against Catholic. He had 265 yards, 3 touchdowns, and it seems like every time, not only in that game, but previous games, if you need a big play, Bryce seems to be a guy that steps in and does that.
Well, I think you'd find that anywhere in the NFL or college football, there's always going to be a connection between certain receivers and certain quarterbacks that, hey, it's 3rd and 17. This guy's who I'm going to throw it to. And I think Ben has done a really good job of that. But, Bryce is such a tremendous receiver coming off the line. I mean, it's very hard for people to guard one-on-one, and he does a great job of getting himself open by just, doing it during practice. And I think that it carries over into football games.
Coach, it's been a tough schedule this year. Of course, adding the Christian Brothers game a couple of weeks back just up the competition that we played all year long. But let's be honest, nobody's going to come close to what we're going to see tonight with Bryant. 25 wins in a row, a couple of state championships. They're rolling in Saline County. Your thoughts on the Hornets?
Again, in my 25 years of coaching, I've gotten to see a lot of people rotate to that dynasty type run that they have, and I mentioned this, the facts are facts. When you look at it on paper, it's undeniable. I mean, they've built a great resume to put themselves up there with the 05 Springdale teams and 04 and Little Rock Centrals. I can go through them all, Bentonville, and the run that they had, and even Fayetteville High School. So, that's a test that you want. You want to play teams like this, and just like I told you with our program, we want to play in great games like this. Sometimes it's almost annoying that they're in the same conference with you, but I mean, that's what you want. And we'll go out there. We've been preparing real well. Had a great week of practice, and we'll see what happens.
It's your final regular season game. It's the final regular season senior spotlight. This week it's going to be to Trevion Banks. And Trey is one of the few seniors you have on defense. Talk about his contributions this year on the defensive line.
Since he's been a sophomore, and this senior class was the original class when I came in as 10th graders. They're very special to me because of the things that they've done for 3 years now. Trey Banks has been a player since the day that I got here. And what makes him so special is that Trey works extremely hard, and when he's on the football field, it's going to be 1,000 miles an hour until he cannot go anytime. Till he's done. We talk about playing till empty, and he is a prime example of that. Just a great young man. And again, is a great ambassador for us community-wise. Love when he goes and talks to kids. He enjoys those type of things. But on the football field, I don't ever have to worry about Trey Banks playing hard.
Coach, we appreciate your time as always. Looking forward to this one against Bryant. It is the Conway Regional Health System pregame show. I'm Jeff Matthews, joined by Levi and Tim, and we're also joined by Trevion Banks. Trey Banks, one of the few senior starters on the defensive side of the ball for Coach Keith Pimple's Wampus Cats. They're playing some great football right now. Trey, let's talk about defense. Being a senior, Levern Floyd and Jalen McEwen, you guys are pretty much the senior leadership down there. How's that playing out? You guys being leaders on the defensive side this year.
Oh, it's pretty fun because, being on one side. Can y'all hear me still?
Yes, sir. Yep,
okay. Being on one side, if it go to the other side, it's still a tackle. So you just got that security in your mind that, the other side is secure, just like your side is secure. And the middle is secure with Jalen. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Trey, this defense has been very skilled at forcing turnovers this year. 11 interceptions, 10 fumbles recovered. Is that a mindset that is instilled in your defense to just go out there and find ways to get the ball back?
Yeah, I like to get the offense the ball because the longer the offense is on the field, the more points we get. We don't want to be on the field. We're the defense. We want to be on the sideline looking at the offense. And go in, get a stop, and come right back off.
So what's it? You've got Coach Frazier, and you've got Coach Fimple. What's it like to be coached by those guys? What have you learned over the years from both of those guys?
Well, the thing about Coach Frazier is, it's like if I have an idea, he'll think about the idea and come back with a better idea that's way easier and more coachable, I would say. And Coach Fimple, he kind of just pushes us and gives us a little more anger to play harder, He might not make us happy all the time, but it pushes us. It definitely pushes us.
Well, we're going to encourage you to play angry. Play within the rules, but play angry tonight, against a really good Bryant team. Now, you've got a new player that's been joining you on the defensive side of the ball a little bit, Jaden Williams. Big old Jaden Williams has done a lot of different things on the football field. What have you taught him about playing defense?
Oh, well, we all know Jaden is like 6'6", 6'5", or whatever, and it's real easy for him to get high. I really try to tell him get low. If you get low, then you have way more power, and it's just easier. You can move people while you're standing up, then you can move people while you get low, you see? And that, and mainly, simple DN stuff, simple, fit this gap, fit that gap. Because he doesn't learn the defensive side of the ball a lot of times, so we have to help him.
Well, Trey, your defense has a really tall task this week taking on the undefeated Bryant Hornets. What has been the focus on the defensive side this week to get prepared for Bryant?
Well, our focus is their passing and stopping the outside run. We have a few things in mind that I think will get the job done, and I think we'll have success with.
So what is your history with football? When did you start playing, and who have been some of your coaches and people that have helped you along the way?
Oh, the first time I played football was in 4th grade for Optimist. I played on the Saints with Coach Joe and Coach Naylor and Coach Bryant, those guys. I played with Jamal Bethune and Manny and Shane and those guys too. Yeah, we all played together.
Who's your team now? Do you have a favorite team, college or pro team?
Well, I'm not into football like that, but I like the Seahawks and the Ravens a lot. I mean, I'm not just gonna pick,
Okay.
but I like the Seahawks and the Ravens.
So if you're not into football, what are you into?
Music. I
Okay.
listen to a lot of music.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what are you going to be listening to just leading up to getting on the field tomorrow night? What are you listening to right before kickoff?
Well, actually, I listen to like a lot of R&B, you know, smooth, real leading up to it. But right before, I started listening to like, harder rap, more upbeat, dancing type music.
That's it. Same with us, actually.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly the same playlist. Trey, thank you for being with us, man. It's been so much fun to watch you play this year and your whole career, really. But we're looking forward to tonight. Good luck the rest of the way, okay?
You don't wake up thinking about internet speed, electricity, reliability. Your mind isn't on advanced treatment facilities or customizable systems. You don't have to think about any of these things because we do. Conway Corp. Always on.
Good evening and welcome to Hornet Stadium in Bryant. I'm Levi Gilbert alongside Tim Roach, and that was the playing of the national anthem by the Bryant Hornet High School Band. We are live in Saline County tonight for your Conway Wampus Cats final regular season game of 2020. And it's a tall task for the Cats tonight, taking on the undefeated Bryant Hornets, riding a 25-game win streak and are the two-time defending 7A state champions.
It's bad enough that they're undefeated this year, but you have to go back to almost 2.5 years to get the last loss, which was to the North Little Rock Charging Wildcats right before they played us. So yeah, this is the biggest task of the year. This is the biggest game of the year. This is the toughest spot.
You think of the teams that we've faced to get us ready for a game like tonight. The Bentonville early in the season, the likes of North Little Rock during conference play, able to get a really good team from out of state, the number 8 ranked team in Tennessee at the time, coming to Conway and Christian Brothers. Those are all teams that this Wampus Cat team has faced this year that are going to help prepare them for what they're going to see tonight.
Well, I loved what I saw in terms of the growth from the beginning of the year when they played Bentonville to Christian Brothers here towards the end of the season. A lot of different players came into play that were not necessarily engaging as much in the first of the season. You had a healthy Manny Smith back. There are a couple of other players that jumped in there into the mix. Really like the way we're playing right now. We are a hot team coming in. Bryant knows it. Everybody in the state knows it. This is going to be a good ball game.
We are 8 minutes away from kickoff. We'll have all of tonight's action live for you here on channels 5 and 585 on Conway Corp and on YouTube. 30-second break, and we're back with Tim's 3 Things here on Conway Corp.
For nearly 100 years, Conway Regional has provided high-quality, compassionate health care to the communities we serve, and we are honored to be named the 2020 Best Hospital in Arkansas by readers of AY Magazine. Thank you to the thousands of readers who chose Conway Regional as the best hospital. We are bringing you innovative services, new clinics, more specialists, and expanded access to care. We are not just growing, we are growing together.
Live in Bryant tonight for a showdown between the #1 ranked Bryant Hornets and your #4 ranked Conway Wampus Cats. There's a lot to say about this Bryant team, and we've already said some of it already here in the pregame. This mini dynasty they've established under Buck James. And we'll get into more of that as we go, but let's talk about the Wampus Cats a little bit. Conway comes into tonight's action with the state's top-ranked passer in Ben Weiss and top-ranked receiver in Bryce Bohannon, which brings us to Tim's 3 things to watch tonight.
So you're right. I mean, I've had, quite frankly, I'm a Conway guy through and through, so I've had my fill of Bryant. I've talked about him enough, and we'll be talking about him tonight. But I will tell you that let's just focus on us. Let's play our game. We know what we do well. We can't control what they do. What we can do is do what we do well, which is focusing on what we do best on the offensive side and on the defensive side. We need to be able to throw the ball effectively. It leads me into the second thing that we've got here, which is to run the ball effectively. We've done both of those things in a balance that is that 70-30 balance we've seen all year long, but we are really clicking on the offensive side. On the defensive side, we've had our moments where we've struggled, and we've given up some points. We can't afford to do that tonight. We have to run the ball. We need to hold on to the ball, keep their offense off the field.
You talk about playing our game. This is something we've said several times throughout the season. We said it when we talked about North Little Rock particularly, but this Bryant team, maybe other than the Texas out-of-state team that they played their last non-conference game, other than them, I doubt that this Bryant defense has seen any offense that plays quite as fast as your Wampus Cats.
No, that's so true, and I've watched enough game film this week to see what they do and how they react. They're quite, we don't see many teams that huddle anymore, and so the pace of the game has changed a little bit. So they see people that don't line up in the huddle, but they don't see anybody that goes as fast. As a matter of fact, Buck James has pretty much said so. This is a team that plays an elite speed. I can tell you that, for instance, Fort Smith Northside, they came back after the game and they said, well, we tried to match up their speed. We tried to go into practice, and they literally had two huddles on the practice field, and they were switching them in one after the other just to try to simulate what the Wampus Cats do in pace. Bryant has not seen a pace like this. They just haven't. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do and how they handle that. The other thing I would say is this. The last thing is we've created a lot of turnovers this year.
21 to be exact.
Right. So and Bryant, to their credit, they do a lot. They do a lot with the turnover game as well. So we do a good job. We got some ball hawks on the defense. We've done some good things even in the special teams. We've blocked some punts. We've recovered fumbles on the special teams. Those kinds of things are the things we need to do. We need to capitalize on everything. Listen, if we can keep from going 4 and out or 3 and out 3 or 4 times, I think we're going to be in a good spot.
Yeah, going to have to get some stops in on offense. Going to have to extend drives, first downs, which is what this offense loves to do. There's Bryce Bohannon, the senior captain, doing all the coin toss calls throughout the entire season. Has had a pretty good record.
Yeah,
I think he's only lost twice.
He's a winning percentage guy.
He is, and he is the state's leading receiver. Comes into tonight's action with 1,079 yards and 13 touchdowns. It's been an incredible season for Bryce.
You mentioned Ben Weiss and Bryce. Conway's never seen those kind of numbers before. I mean, it's just it's unreal. I mean, and playoff stats play into all the historical stats as well. So we've still got at least a couple more games. I know we'll talk about the playoffs later, but we've got a couple more games to play after this. So the numbers are just going to go skyward.
Crazy indeed. We are a little over 3 minutes away from kickoff. We'll go ahead and take another 30-second break, and we'll come back and look around the rest of the 7A schedule and preview a little bit about what we know about the playoffs, which will start next week. 30 seconds, and we're back on Conway Corp.
Arkansans appreciate community. We work and raise families, care for our neighbors, and come together in good times and bad. At First Security, that local strength is what we love best about our home state. There is commitment here, and heart, and hope. Thank you to everyone who is standing together, learning from one another, and making Arkansas a place we all love to call home. We're proud to be your community bank.
Live in Bryant tonight, just 2.5 minutes away from kickoff as your number 4 ranked Conway Wampus Cats taking on the undefeated number 1 team in the 7A and the number 1 ranked team in the state in the Bryant Hornets. Get a look at the call here for the coin toss. Conway has won the toss and will defer. They'll be kicking away to start tonight's action. So Bryant will get the ball first. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 7A Central schedule for tonight. All the teams playing tonight. That's
wow.
It's been a rare thing. Of course, Conway at Bryant tonight, Catholic at Central, Cabot at North Little Rock. That's a big game to watch. And Southwest closing at Northside. I say it's a big game to watch with Cabot and North Little Rock, but honestly, let's just go ahead and get into this part of the pregame. Here's what we know about the playoffs, which will start next week. This game tonight between Conway and Bryant, in terms of playoff seeding, is not going to change things either way, win or lose, for your Wampus Cats. It's not going to change things either way, win or lose for Bryant, and win or lose for North Little Rock tonight and Cabot. It's not going to change anything for them either. We're pretty much locked in as Bryant is the 1, North Little Rock is the 2, Conway is the 3, which is where we've been the last forever, it seems like, and Cabot at the 4. Now, the 4 seeds after that, who knows? We won't know that picture until tomorrow. We've talked about it some throughout the regular season, that because of COVID cancellations, all 16 teams in the 7A are eligible. They have until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning to declare if they will, in fact, participate in the playoffs or not. I can't imagine that they wouldn't, but we won't know really until tomorrow. But if all 16 decide to play the first week of the playoffs, it would be 1 through 8, from both conferences. All 16 teams would play in week 1. There would be no buys.
That's right. We would be the 3rd seed playing against the West number 6. We don't know who that is either. Again, anybody can opt out, so that could still happen. You have all kinds of COVID situations that could potentially happen between now and then. To your point, let's go with what we know. We know that we're going to be the number 3 seed regardless. Does that make this game any less meaningful? No. This is Conway versus Bryant. And you ask anybody in Conway, just as much as you would ask anybody in Bryant, do they want to win this ball game? Hey, this game doesn't really mean anything in terms of playoffs. They would say, forget that. This is Conway versus Bryant. This is the biggest game in the state. This is the one that they want to win regardless of where it is.
Last time Conway defeated Bryant, it was here on this field 6 years ago. That 2014 team went 10-0 in the regular season. It's been a while. It's been a long 6 years.
Long 6 years.
We are definitely due for a win over Bryant. Get things started tonight with a Mejia little pooch kick up in the air. Bryant doesn't have the hand on it, still loose, but it is going to be recovered right around the 33.
That was almost a brilliant start. That little pooch kick, it's in between an onside kick and just a kind of a sky kick. And so really no one in that area knows what to do. Do they fair catch? What do they do? He tried to go get it. Didn't happen. So we have it really they have it at 32, which is not too bad in the starting position.
Senior Austin Ledbetter leads this Bryant offense at quarterback. One of the most prolific passers in the state the last 3 years. Let's start this one with a handoff, and Jalen McEwen stopping things in the backfield.
Saw that just a little bit. That's a better tackle than what he did against Catholic last week, where he got penalized for unsportsmanlike. That's a great tackle, great start to the ball game by Jay.
Xavier Foote, the senior, getting the start at running back. Stop behind the line. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Hey, this offensive line is huge. We're undersized, but boy, that's a fast play.
Ledbetter will pass on second down. He's going across the middle. Catch was bobbled, but eventually brought in by Jordan Knox. So they're calling it incomplete.
We've got one guy calling it incomplete and one guy calling it complete. So here we go. It didn't take long for things to get a little bit dicey.
Can hear the Conway faithful. Took them a while to get here tonight. Heard there was a little bit of traffic on the way from I-30. But the Conway fans are here in full force now. They're going to say that pass was incomplete after
great call.
Conferencing there.
Great call by the official. And this is the way to do it, by the way. You've got to have both agree on a situation like that. So good job by the officials to get together and talk it out.
This will be 3rd and 11 coming up for Bryant. First possession of the game. Ledbetter's going to roll out to his right, sets his feet, and that ball is hauled in across the way by Corey Nichols. It's going to be enough for a first down.
Well, I thought that was headed for Schrader, but good pass, good catch, actually a great catch, just enough for a first down.
Hornets will go trips to the left on 1st and 10, and they'll hand off to Foot. Foot trying to make something happen out on that right side, getting strung out. It's going to be a short game.
Yeah, that's a play that we've seen all year long. People have success against the Wampus Cats. It's right off that edge where we kind of sometimes lose the containment. We did a great job of spreading out everybody to the boundary, filling in the gaps behind so he could not cut back. Really good job by the defensive line there.
Ledbetter will go trips to the left again. Fake and the quick pass across the middle to Schrader. It'll be a first down past the 35.
This is the guy that is really dangerous for them. They've got danger players all over the field, but this is the guy that can really make a difference. Traylon McClure had him shadowed there, made a jump on the ball. When he missed it and the pass got behind him, that's a dangerous spot for us, but we did a good job to recover.
Ledbetter will hand off to Foot on first down. Gain of 3.
Good job by the interior of the defensive line. I mean, that was just a smash play, just a quick pop, trying to pop a gap, pop a seam in there, and we did a good job of tripping him up as he went through the line.
We got a little more than 3, so call it a gain of 5. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Hornets. Fake the handoff, and that ball almost picked off by Proc as he got his mitts on it.
I'd like to see the number of batted balls Preston Proc has this year. He's had a ton. And we've talked about it, such an instinctive player on the edge when he's not rushing into the quarterback or he's playing the run to the outside. He's doing that jump up and block the pass right off of the edge. Just a great job there by Preston Proc.
3rd down and 5, ball spotted at the 29. Bryant will go trips to the right. Ledbetter is going to roll out to his right. He's under pressure from Proc. Gets the ball off just in time, but incomplete.
Oh, that's a great sprint by Preston Proc. Had Ledbetter on his heels quickly, forced him into just a throw into the boundary. There was no other way to go. Quite frankly, we knew it was going to be a 4-down territory for the Hornets here, so no surprise they're going to line up and go for it.
Yeah, 4th and 5. They will keep the offense on the field. To watch for the hard count here. Slightly bigger set. Ledbetter setting up the screen to Schrader right in the middle, and he's got daylight. Schrader, 29 yards for the score.
Yeah, that's a play where we have guys rushing the quarterback. You don't expect necessarily the guy in the slot to do that. We do that with Bryce Bohannon quite a bit. You expect a running back to be in that position, but a really good job by them of allowing the defensive line to get to them before they dropped it off.
So Bryant riding the aggression of this Conway defense into a screen pass, 29 yards for the score. Extra point is up and good. 7-0. Bryant on top. 9:32 to go. here in the first quarter. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp.
Located on Robinson Avenue next to Laurel Park, the Conway Regional Rehabilitation Hospital is one of only 4 licensed inpatient rehab hospitals in the entire state. Patients are cared for by specially trained staff under the direction of an on-site physician who specializes in rehabilitation medicine. Conway Regional Rehab Hospital, your choice for comprehensive care to bring you one step closer to home.
Live in Bryant tonight, the Wampus Cats taking on the undefeated Bryant Hornets. Bryant on the board early on a 29-yard screen pass to Schrader. 7-0, 9:32 to go here in the first quarter.
Wampus Cats behind early in a ball game. When have you seen that? So I mean, I mean, we talked a little bit about we're not going to be intimidated by the Hornets for sure, but it's a place we've been.
Ball is hauled in by Michael Hardaway out near the 30. He's not going to get much further than that.
It's okay in those kind of places where you're going to do the sky kick. What you want is a player to be able to handle the ball. If he can get a few more yards, that's good. Hardaway doesn't have any problem having the ball in his hands, so that was an okay play.
See how this Conway offense responds to the early Bryant touchdown.
This is an uber talented defense. Their linebackers are absolutely top-notch.
Conway will start with trips to the right for Weiss. He's looking over his left, looking for Bryce Bohannon in single coverage.
Sending a little bit of message there. We know that they're going to try to stop Bryce Bohannon, and we went right at him anyway. So that's okay. Some of this early part of this game is to feel out where they're going, what they're going to do.
2nd and 10. Might have had some early movement there. No, they're going to call it against Bryant.
So when they lined up on the line of scrimmage there, and when you get closer to the boundary, you lose sight of where the ball is in the middle of the field. And they were absolutely, I was noticing they were jammed up on our wide receivers. You had one of them get across the line of scrimmage.
They are playing tight out there for sure.
They backed off a little bit here, but they're still going to be man mostly.
2nd and 5. Boogie Carr getting the start tonight at running back. Joins Weiss in the backfield. And they will hand off to Boogie. Boogie trying to find some space on that left side. Going to be a short gain.
You know, any gain at all right there is going to be positive for us because it gets us still in a good spot for 3rd and short. So we're 3rd and less than 5. That's where you always want to be. Good opportunity for us to do anything we wanted to do.
3rd and 4 coming up for your Wampus Cats. 2 receivers to each side. They're going to set up the screen for Boogie Carr. Boogie has got some space. And he picks up a first down.
Great job by Boogie there using the stiff arm as he got to the boundary. It was going to be close. The guy had a good angle on him, but as he got to the sticks, stuck his stiff arm out and was able to gain the 2-3 yards needed to get the first down. Great job by Boogie there.
Wampus Cats move trips to the left. Micah Mosby near side. Weiss looking across the middle for Mosby, and he's got him. Mosby makes a move past the 30, out of bounds near the 25.
So you want to stop Bryce Bohannon. We've talked about this all year long. You want to stop Bryce Bohannon. We've got other weapons out there. You've got Micah Mosby, Manny Smith, Wes Boudreaux, Jamal Bethune.
Jamal Bethune entering the game. They will hand off to the senior. Jamal getting bounced back near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it could never really get started there. They beat our interior line pretty quickly. And really, as soon as he got the ball, he had a guy in his face. So that was going to go nowhere to begin with.
Mosby and Boudreaux to the right. Manny Smith and Bryce Bohannon out to the left. And they're going to find, looking for Bryce Bohannon on that quick slant. Ball almost picked off.
A ball was thrown just a little bit behind Bryce there, but I will also tell you too that on the maneuver outside, Manny Smith had really kind of come to a spot where he was open. That's going to be open later in the game. We're going to watch for that.
3rd and 12, ball spotted at the 27. Empty backfield for Weiss.
Weiss lofting one up for Boogie Carr. Boogie coming back to make the catch. They're going to say he's down at the 1.
How in the world is that not a touchdown? I mean, he fell into the end zone. He must have stepped out after he caught the ball. But great throw by Ben Weiss there just to throw it up and give Boogie a chance to get it.
First and goal from the 1. Weiss goes under center. He's going to run that one in. Touchdown, Conway.
We didn't even have time to go in for the bigs there, so he just made and actually that was a really good push. They're so big and strong up on the defensive line, but we made a really good push at the center point.
4th rushing touchdown of the year for Ben Weiss.
Wow.
And they've all been about 1 yard.
That's right. Yeah, he's got one that he scrambled for Cabot, but every one of them mostly at the 1 yard variety.
So your Wampus Cats march down the field and find the response. Extra point by Mejia is good. 7-all. 7:56 to play here in the first quarter. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp.
Hilton's Wrecker U-Haul has the service you need.
Beautiful, beautiful response. Now,
we're back in Bryant.
It was a beautiful response, though.
Beautiful response,
Absolutely.
Yeah. You get to hear the casualness that we run into when we go to break. That's pure Tim Roach that you just heard right there. Beautiful response. He was pumped up about that.
As honest off air as I am on air.
Oh, yeah. There's really no difference.
Well, some would say that they would like that. But listen, that was kind of a drive there where we had a couple spots. We were 3rd and 12 there, and we made a big play. You get down close to the end zone. You were able to push it in against their bigs. I really like the way we moved the ball there. We little struggle running the ball. We may not see a lot of runs tonight. It could be a lot of airtime for Ben Weiss.
Mejia will kick it deep this time. Line drive kick. Recovered near the 8. It's going to be taken all the way down to the 30. I think that was Corey Nichols on the return.
Number 11, Jalen Davis on the return.
Or no, 11.
Yeah, he gave it to Jalen Davis. Yeah.
Ball's going to be marked at the 31-yard line.
So Bryant will start things at the 31.
All right, so for our defense, time to respond. We had them at 4th down and 5, and they responded with a touchdown. But we also had them 3rd and long, and they responded with a really good catch. So I saw some positives there. We really need to get them off the field, though. That's going to be the key tonight.
Nichols, Schrader, and Knox over on the left for Ledbetter. They'll pitch it out to Anderson. Anderson trying to get out to the edge. Actually, that's Bracey. Sophomore Jamarian Bracey.
That's a sophomore that transferred in from Rison this year. And so just when Bryant needs a running back, they were fortunate to get a transfer in. He made a good move. We actually strung it out pretty well. Maurice Freeman did a good job there just to kind of string it out.
Gain of 6. 2nd and 4 for the Hornets. Ledbetter fakes. Going to get a quick pass out to the far side. Going to have a first down and a little more. That was Nichols.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a busted coverage there. We had really nobody on the boundary to watch that. We're so intent on watching Schrader and running back out of the backfield, whether it's Bracey or Anderson. So just a little bit of a gap there on the edge.
Well, it's pick your poison.
Yeah.
It's a lot like the Conway offense, right?
Gosh, yeah.
Who are you going to try to stop on this down? Trips to the left for Ledbetter. Another fake, and we've got a flag. They're going to call this play dead.
Substitution. Can't really tell what the call is there.
Jalen McEwen making his way in.
False start. All right. So the umpire sometimes has responsibility. They do inside the interior line if there's movement. So good call there. Love it when they back them up.
1st and 15.
Listen, when we've got them behind the sticks like this is when you need to take advantage of it. What you need is a 2nd down and long here. So let's keep our everything in front of us, but don't let them get too much.
So when that secondary gets hungry as well. 11 interceptions on the year. Ledbetter, another fake and a quick pass. Right back out to Nichols again. Nichols going to get a big gain.
I think that's Jaden Robinson out there into the coverage. So that's our linebacker, our kind of our bandit linebacker. or is that Ashton? I think that was Ashton. So we've got a spot where we've got our safeties trying to play up into the flat area. That's a tough deal because they've got to make sure nothing gets behind them long, but yet cover the flat. So a tough gig right there.
Knox, Schrader, and Nichols near side for Ledbetter. They'll hand this one off to Bracey. Going to pick up the first down easily.
Got some penetration there, but just didn't have enough to wrap him up. Their offensive line, we've talked about their defensive line being huge. Their offensive line is, again, 6'4", 6'4", 6'3", across. We've seen that before with Christian Brothers, with Bentonville, so we're used to it. But, boy, it's still a tough task for our defensive line.
1st and 10, the Hornets will split 2 out to each side, and they'll hand off here to Bracey again. And he's stopped by Garrett Sanders.
Great play by Garrett Sanders. He was playing a lot more in the early part of the year. We've kind of started him getting back into the ball games here late. He went through a period there where he's still adjusting and learning the speed of the game. That's a fast linebacker. That's one of those 2 super softs we've got.
A lot of sophomores playing on the defensive side this year.
It is a young defense.
2nd and 8 for Bryant. We'll go twins tight to each side. Ledbetter planting his foot, stepping up. He's going deep for Schrader, wide open. 32 yards and another score for Schrader.
So dangerous. When you get behind our defense and you're trying to keep them from going deep, that's saying something. This guy's a very talented receiver, and Ledbetter waited it out. But just a good pitch and catch. We've got a Wampus cat.
Jalen McEwen down near the 45 on the wings of the Hornet. Got all the trainers out there attending to him. It's going to put a pause to the action on the field for right now as both teams still set up for the extra point, but they're going to have to wait until they can get Jalen checked out and up off the field. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second break and be back with more here on Conway Corp.
Take it outside, boys! Johnson's down the right side. He crosses over to O'Connor and shoots. Oh, no! Oh, brilliant.
You didn't plan on a disaster, but you have a choice on who restores it. Choose the best. Tell your insurance provider you choose All Clean USA.
Mom said take it outside.
Back in Saline County, Jalen McEwen just now getting up off the turf. He is being helped off the field, being assisted by 2 athletic trainers. You can see him there, and this Conway team has been very fortunate this season. Haven't had to battle too many injuries, but it's definitely popped up here tonight.
Yeah, that is an absolutely tough break. He's walking off with some assistance, so I know we're not showing it on. Oh, there we are. We got it. But during that rush in the internal, especially when you've got guys, you get the quarterback to rush out of the pocket, a lot of things can happen on the backside.
Bryant now will kick the extra point. And it is good. 14-7, Hornets on top, 5:19 to go here in the first quarter. Back with more after this 30-second break on Conway Corp.
From day one, Centennial has been there for the people of Conway, the people that teach us, protect us, guide us, and work to make Conway better every day. That's why we've donated over $5 million to local organizations and causes, and we have the same commitment to serving you for life's milestones and everyday moments. Centennial Bank, proud to call Conway and Faulkner County home.
32-yard pass from Austin Ledbetter to Hayden Schrader puts Bryant back up on top, 14-7. So 3 possessions here in the first quarter, 3 scores.
That's the MO for both of these programs. Is a lot of touchdowns. 120
yards passing already for Ledbetter. here in the first quarter. Got a pooch kick over to that far side, and it's going to be a flag on the field.
Offsides on the defense again in high school. If you get beyond the ball before it is kicked, and by that you are fully across the line, then they stop it immediately in high school and don't let you even get down the field. So they'll back them up 5 and they'll re-kick. We've got to figure out what we're going to do with Schrader. I mean, talked about him early on. He's a receiver that is super, super dangerous. Not only just sprinting down the field, but also in the middle and running screens and whatnot. So
yeah, they've found different ways to get him the ball here in the first quarter. So back it up to the 35. And Brock Funk set to kick off again for the Hornets. They're going to try and kick it a little deeper here. Manny Smith going to take it in at the 20. Manny bringing it back across this side of the field. A little pushing and shoving going on down there.
Yeah, it's going to get chippy. That's typical for Conway. I mean, if you followed our program or the Hornet program at all, they don't mind talking to each other about it. So we've just got to be disciplined. Don't let that get to us. But we're not going to get intimidated either. We're not going to get run over. So just got to stay disciplined.
This Wampus Cat offense made plays on their first possession. See what they do to answer back here again. Let's start this one with a handoff to Jamal Bethune. Jamal trying to get low. He's met at that line of scrimmage.
Got a couple yards on there, and we actually, and I was watching the entire offensive line there, we actually created a couple of gaps there. So that has a chance to pop a little bit later on if we find the right spot. That can pop for some good yards.
Brandon Jones, Andy Scott, some big fellas on that D line for Bryant. Weiss with the fake. He's going to get a ball up for Wes Boudreaux, just overthrown.
That's one of those where West and Ben had to try to get on the same page after he was rushed out of the pocket. Ben did a great job there. They blitzed their linebacker in the interior. He had to step up and out of the pocket. And West redirected his route, but just couldn't quite make the connection.
3rd and 8, Mosby. Solo to the near side, trips to the left. Weiss looking over the middle. Wes Boudreaux had hit the turf. That ball almost picked off.
Yeah, well, that's there are going to be so many people around Bryce Bohannon that if the ball is not where it needs to be there at the right time, that could be a bad play for us. So we'll get back on the sidelines and try to get into the right communication mode there.
4th and 8, they'll try and draw him off sides. Ben Weiss will take a step back and do the quick punt. No one back for Bryant. It takes a slight Conway bounce out near the 42.
All right, good job by Ben there. That's the kind of, again, when Kelly was at Searcy, that's how they ran pretty much their punt team. There's a lot of things you can do if you're around 4th and 5, 4th and 7, a little bit long at 4th and 8 there, but you never know what you're going to get. You can draw them off sides, you can spot something and run out of it, so all kinds of opportunities there.
Bryant will hand off to start this drive to Tanner Anderson. Anderson is going to pick up a 1st down out across the way.
They got a trio of talented backs. Anderson is just one of 3 that have multiple touchdowns on the year, over 300 yards rushing. They spread the ball around, so you're going to get the same with Anderson, with Foot. Bracy, you're going to get the same kind of look.
Anderson leads the Hornets with 610 rushing yards on 75 carries. Ledbetter looking to his left. He's going to step up and go deep. Looking for Schrader again, but this one overthrown.
Yeah, so Ledbetter, and a lot of you, if you're Arkansas Razorback fans, you're going to enjoy the fact that he is signed with the Razorbacks to play baseball. He's an elite pitcher. He's got a cannon of an arm, and he had nothing there. What he tried to do there was just throw the ball deeper than anybody that was in the field because Schrader was finally covered all the way around.
Got 2 baseball signees playing quarterback tonight. Ben Weiss on the other side for your Wampus Cats. Talk about Ben some more tonight in the historic season he's had for your Wampus Cats. Handoff to Anderson again. He slips away from 2 tackles, breaking it out on that right side. Going to be down near the 15.
He is tough to bring down. He is absolutely a load. So he made a good move. We had him stopped at around a 5 or 6 yard gain. Bounced out of that, and once that happened, he had a lot of green on the boundary. And thank goodness Tyler Garlington was there to pick us up.
Under 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Bryant will go trips to the left here in the red zone. They'll hand off to Anderson. Anderson trying to bounce it out on the right side. Going to be out of bounds near the 10.
You hear it in our crowd, Mike. There, Wampus Cat fans noticed a little bit of grabbing on the boundary, and it was. But, again, that's going to be, is it enough to throw a flag? Because you're going to get holding pretty much on every play. But when they start extending their arms out there and they are able to make a few yards out of it, that's the time when you can make that call. And probably a good place to make a call there, but no call. So we got to line up and go again.
2nd and 7 at the 10. Ledbetter fakes to Anderson. He's going to have to step up. He eludes 2 defenders in the backfield.
But he did get out of the 1 tackle. It was kind of just a reach to grab him. But in doing so, what that does is that throws off the entire game plan. He really was not worried about trying to find somebody to outlet the ball to. He was worried about getting as many yards as he could get, and he only got about 2 out of that. So 3rd and about 6 or so here. They've proven they can get as many yards as they need to at any given point, but our defense has also proven that in big moments we can do it.
Third and 6. Ledbetter looking out to the left, stepping up, going up high, and he drops a pass into Corey Nichols. Perfectly placed pass. 9-yard touchdown, Bryant.
Yeah, that was a drag all the way across the field. And if you give the quarterback just enough time and your man coverage in the end zone, which is what that was, if he gets ahead of you and you're behind, the longer that play goes, the more that distance is going to be, and it was just a really good throw at that point.
Brock Funk in for the extra point. It's up, and it is good. 21-7. Bryant extending the lead to 14. 2:51 to go here in the first quarter, 30 seconds, and we're back on Conway Corp.
You're watching Conway Corp, Channel 5 and 585, Conway's source for local community programming. Here you'll find the Wampus Cats, Conway City Council, here and there featuring local events, Burn and Breathe that will get your heart rate up and down. Find new adventures on Away for a Day or grab your sketch pad and draw with Mr. Foy's easel. Plus, learn more about Conway Corp store. We're creating original programming with Conway in mind on Conway Corp, Channel 5 and 585.
Back in Bryant, Conway trailing 21-7 here in the first quarter. And you know how prolific this Bryant Hornet offense has been in this 25-game win streak they're on. You had to feel like you might get down, but 2 scores could even happen early to see how this Wampus Cat offense responds here on their 3rd possession. Deep kick. Bryce is going to have to, oh no, I guess. I don't know, but
I've seen that
call. About that one.
I've seen that called both ways, where they touch the ball before it goes
Yeah.
in the end zone, and if they pick it up in the end zone. I've seen them have to run it out. So Bryce was prepared to do that. He got stopped by the official. Okay, so we've been down 14 before, and again, you're probably going to hear this theme a lot. We've been here before. What are we going to do to respond? We know that we're not intimidated here. We're going to play our game. We're not going to get out. What do we have to throw the ball more? I mean, we don't have much further to throw it, right?
Went down 14-0 in the first quarter against Christian Brothers. Looking across the middle for Micah Mosby. That ball is tipped and picked off. Bryant's going to return it out near the 20. Hart Penfield with the interception.
Yeah, tip ball in where there's a lot of players. Again, we've talked about that before. Tip balls can pretty much favor the defense every time that happens. We've seen it go the other way once, but a tip ball in that spot is pretty much always going to be defense. We did a good job actually keeping him out of the end zone because there was not a lot over there for us to make a play. But we had made a good play on the boundary.
Ball spotted at the 20, short field for the Hornets. Things not getting any easier for this Conway defense. Bryant will start with trips to the left again. Start this drive off with a handoff to Foot. Foot getting stopped near the 20.
Not a bad play by the defense there. They really strung it out, made contact in the backfield. He leaned forward just to get enough to get a yard, but good tackle, good firm tackle there. He really wasn't going to go anywhere at that time.
So Trey Banks there, Levern Floyd. Got to talk to Trey this week in our senior spotlight.
Great young man.
2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Bryant content to slow things down. Ledbetter quickly looking out to that right side and almost picked off by Ashton Waller.
That was real close. Tyler Garlington on the edge. So that's a little bit different. Well, I'm not sure exactly what they were trying to do there, lull us into sleep or not, but and they also, by the way, had Schrader, and you'll see this occasionally. He's mostly a slot receiver. He's going to go back to it now here, at least initially. He'll line up closer to the line of scrimmage, almost like a tight end. He can run off of that.
3rd and 9. Ledbetter going to fake. They're setting up that screen to Schrader again. Same play he scored on the first score of the game, and he's going to get in the end zone again. His 3rd touchdown here in the first quarter.
Well, unfortunately, I was just talking about that. That's, they disguise that. He's normally a wide receiver. He's big enough to be a tight end in high school ball. He'll be a good receiver in college. But he lined up as a tight end. He waited and hesitated off the line, let everybody come up, slipped in right in front of the linebackers, and it was an easy pitch and catch.
Extra point up for Funk, and just like that, your Wampus Cats down 28-7. 1:40 to go here in the first quarter. We'll go ahead and hold it right here. So what are you saying down on the sideline right now?
Well, I mean, so our coaches are already there looking at film. I love being up in the booth to be able to see how they respond. So you've got a lot of guys that got a lot of pride. We've seen battles on the defensive side where we've gotten down, where we are unable to make a stop when we need it. So these conversations are not new. This is not like all of a sudden that we're seeing something completely different than we've seen before. But I can tell you this, I'm watching it now. Coach Fimple is down there personally getting into the huddle. There's a lot of pride over there. The pride you see on the offense is also on the defense. They know they've got to bow up. They got to make a stop. It's going to get personal now, and so they've just got to find a way. You've got to gut it out and try to find a way.
Got a high kickoff, going to be taken in by Boogie Carr near the 30. Boogie going backwards a little bit, going to bring it back out to the right side, and he's got a little bit of a lane past the 40, down near the 43.
That'll fire you up a little bit. Boogie could have easily gone down at first contact there, made a different move, and got at least another 15 yards out of it, and was really running hard on the boundary. I mean, they had to make the tackle, but he was going hard. So you're going to see, I think, the pride of the Wampus Cats kind of step up here now. You're down 21 points in the first quarter. You're going to want to make a play. You just got to make sure you play within your game.
Weiss looking out to the near side, finds Bryce Bohannon, and Bryce going up and making a grab in double coverage.
I mean, that's just sick. That is absolutely sick. He was covered front and back. The ball was spot on. I mean, Ben could not have thrown it any better. But what does Bryce do? He turns with no space on the boundary, high points the ball in between two players, and comes down in the field of play. That could have easily gone out of bounds. Just a super catch and super throw by Ben.
State's leading receiver showing you why right there. First down, Conway. Ball spotted all the way down to the 22. And we've got a penalty. Only missed what that was.
I think it's roughing the passer, I believe.
So they're going to add even more on. The ball moving down to the 11.
So they're trying to flex their muscle as well. They're going to come after Ben. You're going to see that repeatedly throughout the game.
Wampus Cats ready at the line. Weiss looking out to his left. Trying to find Manny Smith out in the flats.
Tough throw right there. You can see how bad Manny is outsized by their corner there who was covering him. Really, that play was not there. That throw had to be right there, so nobody was going to get it. And so, a chance to give yourself a second life here.
Weiss looking across the middle for Bryce, just a little high.
Yeah, so, the throw earlier that got to Micah Mosby's hands and it was tipped by the defender. That's going to weigh on Ben a little bit here. So his couple of throws there that are very high. He's wanting to not get it down into the hands of the defense.
3rd and 10, Wampus Cats will go trips to the left, trying to draw them off sides there, and they do. So move it up 5 yards.
Really good job by Ben. And, the thing about it is it's good by Ben to be able to do that, but everybody held their spot on the offensive line. All the receivers held. You're kind of anxious down in the red zone. Could have easily moved there. Didn't do it. Did her job. Getting it closer.
Ball moved to the 6. Weiss picked off again. A lot of space this time. Boogie Carr. Boogie Carr trying to make a stop and cannot do it.
Yeah, where that ball was placed right there, that was there's no other result but a pick 6. There was just no place for that ball to fit. Defender made a good play, and it's just really outrun everybody to the end zone. Great job by the way, Boogie Carr sprinting and making a move on the player, but there was just too much room there.
First quarter woes continuing for your Wampus Cats. Bryant set up to go up 35-7. Extra point from Funk is up and good. And that is going to be the score. 35-7, under a minute to play here in the first quarter. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp.
Community is everywhere. Banking where you are, when you need it. On any device. At home, and wherever you play. We're committed to offering excellent service, competitive rates, and convenience in each of our 27 locations and beyond. Visit our website and discover how we can help your community at First Community Bank, where community is everything.
Back in Bryant, good shot there of the offensive lineman a few moments ago. Bryce Bohannon was standing right there in the middle, talking to his offensive line, trying to get their head back in the game.
Yeah, that's a sign. Listen, that's a sign of a leader right there. He did not hesitate. They got a few words from their coaches. He stepped right in. He said, "Stop, I want to talk to you." He could literally see him say that, "Stop, let's talk." And so he had a great conversation. They were all listening. At the same time, Mark Kelly was in with Ben Weiss. So we're not, again, we're going to continue to coach. We've got bigger things ahead of us. This game is not over. This is a terrible start for us, but we have to battle. This is where you find out a lot about where our young men are, and are they going to continue to battle even when they're outgunned.
Funk will kick off again here, going to Boogie Carr yet again at the 25. Boogie taking it out across the field, going to land near the 35. Update on Jalen McEwen. The pads have come off, so definitely not expecting to see Jalen back on the field tonight.
Yeah, and this is not a game necessarily where you want to kind of risk anything else. Playoffs are coming up, and you've got a lot more to do in the next few weeks. So good decision there, I'm sure, by trying to keep him as healthy as possible for the long haul.
Ben Weiss, the state's leading passer, coming into tonight's action, sitting on 29 touchdown passes. It's been a rough first quarter here for Weiss. See if he can shake things off. We're looking for the call from Coach Kelly. Better get that snap off quick. They are not going to get it off in time, so uncharacteristic penalty here against your Wampus Cats. Delay of game.
I mean, uncharacteristic is not, I mean, you're kind of sugarcoating that a little bit, Levi. I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen a Mark Kelly delay of game. I just don't think I've ever seen that. So
they get in there so quick, but they were definitely waiting to see what the defense was going to do this time before they made that final call. And 1st and 15, Ben Weiss trying to find Manny Smith. Pass just a little too low.
Getting a little chippy in the offensive line, defensive line area where there's going to need to be a lot of watch there. But short hopped him again. Ben's going to find his rhythm. He always does. He seems to find his rhythm. So give him a chance to kind of work it out.
2nd and 15. Weiss gonna have to roll out to his right, getting the ball up for Micah Mosby. He had 2 receivers there going for that ball. Mosby and Manny Smith. Both at the 40, neither one can pull it down.
Yeah, probably a miscommunication in terms of the route you really don't want. That brings about 3 or 4 defenders into the play as well. So got to communicate a little bit here.
3rd and 15 coming up for the Wampus Cats. Ball at the 30. Boogie Carr goes out to the right. Empty backfield for Weiss. He's going to have to get it off quick, and he does. He finds Boogie across the middle. Boogie all the way down past the 40.
Great play by Boogie. That's a guy that you scout him as a running back, but he is just as effective, and in some cases even more effective as a wide receiver. Just a great route, going deep across the middle, right in front of the safeties.
Jaden Williams coming out on that play. Colby London in at left tackle. Weiss. Quick hitch route to Bohannon is incomplete to get a check in on Jaden.
Stretching him out over there. Jacob's got a good look at him. We'll make sure he's okay before he ever goes back in. But it's good to have London out there being able to work the edge.
Weiss on 2nd down, looking over the middle, and he has found Jamal Bethune.
Wow.
30.
No,
or is that Bryce?
Can't tell what he's like.
Yeah, it's really hard to see out here. Sorry about that, guys. Bryce Bohannon. 38-yard touchdown pass for Bryce, his 14th.
Wow.
On the year. Sorry, Bryce.
Well, so these.
He looked big out there.
Yeah, I know. Great route. That's that route we've seen many times over the course of the year. Drag across the middle, right in front of the safety, and he's going to outrun the safety. If he gets the ball, he's just going to outrun a safety.
Extra point is up and good. Conway cutting the lead down back to 21, 35-14, with 7 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. We'll go ahead and keep this here again. When have you seen a team put up 35 points in a single quarter?
I mean, you see sometimes you see that late in ball games, very rarely in the first part of a game. So no, I have not seen that. But when you think about it, again, you think about it, that's 7 touchdowns in the first quarter by both teams, and it's really important, I think, to say here that we're down big, and we still are down 21 in the first quarter. But to come back, face adversity, and make 2 really big plays, especially with the passing game where you've had a couple of picks. That's a lot for Ben Weiss. That's good for his confidence. It's good for Bryce Bohannon. It's good for Boogie Carr, and really good for the offensive line. They gave Ben enough protection there to be able to go. And let's don't forget, they did have a pick 6, but they caught it in the end zone. We were at the 5-yard line, so we're moving the ball.
It's the 30th passing touchdown on the year for Ben Weiss. We talked a lot this week. Tyler Langley passed for 27 touchdowns back in 2010. I can't imagine that anyone before that had more than 27.
You know, Conway's been known historically. I mean, you get some schools that are known for certain things. Conway is known as kind of a running program. I mean, we've had some great running backs. When you think of Chaco here most recently, and you got Jamal Bethune and Boogie Carr now, and Manny Smith now. But you also had, Peyton Hillis and Warlow. Those guys, man, it's been a long run of good running backs. So this is brand new.
And until Clint Ashcraft got here in 2009, they weren't doing a lot of passing.
No, running.
So congrats to Ben. He's, by all accounts, set a Conway High single-season record for passing touchdowns this past week. Bryant's first play of this possession is going to be another long run and a first down.
Yeah, they're getting the block on the edge that they need at this point and creating some space, and that's about a 15-yard gain.
And that's going to bring it into the first quarter, 35-14. Bryant on top. 30 seconds, and we're back on Conway Corp.
Attention, please. The news conference will start in mere moments.
Hi, welcome. Good day. I know you have lots of questions about the mysteries surrounding the new Ford Bronco.
We have questions. Over here.
I know you're excited about the new Ford Bronco. The simple answer is Smith Ford is here to help you order and build your new 2021 Ford Bronco.
Come experience Smith Ford's family customer service in Conway, exit 127, right off of I-40.
At Conway Corp, we believe in providing the very best services for you and your family. That's why Conway Corp offers a home security and home automation service. With it, you get the reliability and peace of mind of a home security system backed by a local team you know and trust. Learn more at conwaycorp.com. So that was a insane first quarter, Tim Roach. I don't know how else to describe it. Wow.
It's like
49 points.
It's like the Cabot game on steroids.
That was 49 points in a single half. This was in a single quarter.
It's not going to stop there. That won't be the score at the end of this quarter.
No, Bryant starting things off at the 45. They will hand off here to the sophomore, and he's got so much space on the right side of the field.
Yeah, that's a good look at it from our camera there. Really, really good spot there on the edge. Got the edge and beat our linebackers to the boundary. And at that point, you got to try to outrun the safety. We were able to get him down, but still a huge game.
Brings Bryant all the way down to the 16. Trips to the left for Ledbetter. They'll just hand off again to that sophomore. Trying to get to that right edge again.
Great job by our linebacker there. I'm trying to see, that's Troutman. Troutman came up and made a good play to kind of lean in there, get him stood up straight, and until the cavalry arrived, and still a gain of 5, but a good job by Noah there.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 5 for Ledbetter. And they'll just keep going to that handoff on the right side.
So now they've kind of changed their tactic. They're working on the running game at this point. They've proven they can throw the ball. Now they want to try to get the run established. And that's the right thing to do here. When you get up this kind of score, you want to be able to get some yards there. They're going to try and they're going to check for the first down here. But so this is now where you see where an offense like this can really do some different things on you, because they've proven that they can throw the ball. When they now want to try to run the ball and they're doing that, now you've got defense guessing. You have no idea what's going to pop here. Is it going to be another run? Is it going to be a pass? Early on, it was really mostly passing game. Now it's mostly the running game. So it's like a little bit of a chess game here. What do you stop next? So our defensive line has to do their responsibilities. They have to stay home. And you've got to really depend upon your linebackers and secondary to really cover the edges and cover the wide receivers down the field.
It was the Hayden Schrader show in the first quarter. 4 catches, 102 yards, and 3 scores.
Yeah. So he's lined up in, and he's normally, again, he's lined up in the slot normally, but 2 of those came when he was lined up as kind of a tight end, and they ran a screen off of that. He's lined up once again in the slot here as they kind of mark the ball. Looks like, I'm guessing it's 3rd down by the way they're playing it out.
Yes, 3rd and inches.
Okay. Doesn't mean necessarily they're going to just try to inch the ball forward. They've shown they can do a lot here. So lots of options in the Hornet toolbox here.
They'll hand off to Bracy again as he tries to break it out to the left side.
Good tackle. I mean, that's a first down, but that's a really, really good tackle out there in space where Bracy is big enough to be able, I mean, he doesn't run the ball like a sophomore. He doesn't look like a sophomore. And again, he came in from Rising. I mean, we haven't seen him yet. So the transfer in has made an immediate impact this year. And he's a load to tackle.
Traylon McClure stepping up, making a big touchdown saving stop there. They'll hand it off to him again. Right up the middle. It's going to be pulled back. Levern Floyd in there.
Noah Troutman as well. Noah's having a good game. A good stiff tackle there. That's a big push by our defensive line and by our linebackers. Getting in there and ensuring that he didn't get in on that play. Got to win one play at a time here.
Second and goal at the 1. Still no signal. There we go. Hornets punch it in. Conway defense.
Yeah, you had one official give him a touchdown and the other was not, but they're going to go with what the official on the near side said. So
you could see Ashton Waller there saying he was down.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not sure that was, and the official closest to the play didn't call it. So, you know, you do the math. Famous Jeff Matthews line, right? Welcome to Bryant.
Welcome to Bryant. Extra point attempt is up and good. 42 points in a quarter in just under 2 minutes. I don't even have words.
That's you know, so at this point, there's a lot of different things that these coaches are talking about. I mean, some of these guys have never seen anything like the numbers that are going up right now. What's our average, Levi? About 32 points a game, something like that. That's what we give up.
Oh, that we give up?
That we give up.
Yeah,
it's around 32. So, you know, we've given up points before. That's not a secret. It's not a shocker. Everybody knows that we've kind of had, other than a couple of ball games, we've given up some big numbers. And so this is a little bit on the other side of that. I mean, 42 points in a quarter and change is a lot.
Yeah. Well, the big difference has been the turnovers that we've had on offense that have killed drives and put points on the board.
That's a good point. I mean, we couldn't make mistakes. We talked about capitalizing on their mistakes. We can't make mistakes.
There's no margin of error.
Yeah, we've lost the turnover battle so far. But again, if you want to see what our guys have, let's just keep fighting. Just put it out there. Keep going. Nobody's hurt here. We just got to get it done when we can.
They keep kicking it over there to Boogie Carr. Boogie keeps making them pay for it. Gets close to the 43.
Yeah, Boogie's not scared. Kick him the ball, that's what he's saying. Boogie's going, I think Boogie might be saying, kick Boogie the ball. That's what he wants to say. He's okay with having the ball in his hands. He's a good young man, man. He is a talent. He's a sophomore. We're going to see him for a couple more years. Looking forward to seeing how he develops as he goes on. All right, offense, it's time for you to kind of pick up the pieces here. You scored last time you had the ball. Let's see what we can do.
Be twins to both sides for Weiss. Bethune to his right. Fake to Bethune. He's going to find Wes Boudreaux on the right side. First down for West and takes it out near the 40.
Good job by West there. It's his first catch of the night. Maybe his first, he's had a couple of targets maybe, but really that spot we've seen throughout the year. That's a good pitch and catch. It's a safe pitch and catch. And West with those quick feet, he'll surprise you in terms of if you miss him, he could be gone.
First down from the 40, looking for Manny Smith, and he found him.
Whoops.
40-yard strike from Ben Weiss to Manny Smith.
Now, so he's been battling that particular cornerback all night long, and really he's done a good job on Manny. He's just a bigger guy, and Manny, a little bit small in stature, really fast. You can't being tall doesn't help you when you're really that fast. Speed's going to win there.
And that's really been the story of this game, is speed versus strength, and Mejia missing his first extra point of the year, 42-20. Bryant on top. 30-second break, and we're back on Conway Corp.
When you're looking for a new home in Conway, why not call on someone who knows the city better than anyone? Velda Looters with Coldwell Banker RPM Group. She has 25 years of experience and understands every aspect of the home buying and selling process. Buying a home can be stressful, but it doesn't have to be. Working with Velda is easy because she knows your needs are unique and she gives you the personalized service it takes to find your perfect home. She loves Conway High Sports and is a longtime supporter of the Conway Wampus Cats and Lady Cats. Find current listings at her website, veldalooters.com, or give her a call.
Live in Bryant tonight. Look at our Conway student section there. Classy students traveling out to Bryant tonight. 42-20. The Hornets on top. They have not been stopped one time on offense. This Conway offense, that's the thing when you have an offense like this, is they're just going to keep going.
Yeah, Mark Kelly's not going to quit. We punted the ball once, had a couple of turnovers. That's true.
Conway trying for the onside kick there. Xander Williams in.
Yeah. Xander kicks for our junior varsity team on a regular basis. He's also kind of our squib kick specialist. Back on the touchdown play, so Bryant is athletic enough to know that they're going to try to beat you man to man all over the field. You're going to have to beat our guy. That's a case where we beat their guy. Manny Smith on their safety, I'll take all day
long. Onside kick attempt is unsuccessful. This Conway defense going to have to find a way to get some stops here in the second quarter.
It was Trey Banks in there making the initial hit behind the line of scrimmage. He was able to stand him up and a couple of yard gain there, but really good penetration by Banks into the backfield.
They'll go with Tanner Anderson on this possession. Bryant kind of doing what the Wampus Cats have done the past few years, where they used to have a back for each possession. Ball on the turf, picked right back up by Ledbetter. He's going to try and find Schrader. Incomplete.
And we made him pay for it as well. You had that was Jaden Robinson, and I believe it was Banks in there as well. Got him high, got him low. Where's that lever on Floyd? I can't tell. These numbers with these lights is a little bit difficult. But anyway, we sandwiched Ledbetter in the backfield. He'll feel that one tomorrow. So good there. Made him think about it. You want to make sure that you can hit the quarterback legally when you can, just to let him know that you're there. Make him think about what he's got going out there. So when he extends out of the boundary or out of the pocket into the boundary, you're taking a chance.
3rd and 7, ball right past midfield. We're going to have a delay of game. This Conway defense finally with a chance to get a stop here.
Definitely got him behind the sticks. Just got to back up. Michael Hardaway was all the way in the backfield. I mean the Bryant backfield.
Ledbetter, they're going to set up the screen to Schrader. And Ashton Waller flying in, coming in low to bring Schrader down.
Great job there. Great job on the boundary.
Sorry, that was Tyler
Garlington.
They're both wearing the sleeves.
Yeah, I know it. So Tyler did a great job of coming up and stopping. Look at our crowd. Conway Wampus Cat fans really appreciate the fact that they stopped the Bryant Hornets, forcing them into a 4th down in a punting situation.
Small victories here in the second quarter. That punt almost blocked. Wes Boudreaux going to call for the fair catch just past the 20.
All right, great job by the defense.
It's Conway offense. I said it earlier, but you can score as quickly as this offense can. With this much time left in a game, 42-20, seems daunting in just a quarter and a half of play, but still.
You're going to have to see some stops just like that on the defense. You need a couple of breaks, but we've scored the last 2 times we've had the ball, so good momentum on the offensive side as well.
Weiss is going to have to roll out to his left under pressure. He's going to head for the sidelines. Going to be a short loss.
Yeah, there was not, really didn't have much of a great option there to even get rid of it. He could have maybe thrown it high out of the boundary, but as fast as he was trying to go there, it's the best play is just maybe you lose a yard. That's okay. Good decision.
Back it up to 2nd and 12. Weiss looking for Bryce. That ball a little too deep and almost picked off.
Yeah, that's a good throw on that ball. You either let Bryce catch it or you put it where they can't catch it, which is good. So really, you'd like to see that connection, but you also don't want to see that pick. So good decision by Ben just to put it out of play.
3rd and 12, 4 receivers out to the right. Weiss under pressure and cannot escape.
Their PA guys into it. So we had, they know we're going to throw the ball there. There's really, there was nothing there for Ben to do, but just to basically try to just take a good sack there.
The ball barely off in time, and that flag's going to come out.
Yeah, if they didn't block it, so here's the thing. If they didn't block it, that's going to be roughing the kicker. Now, I don't know if it's an automatic first down or not, but they really laid the lumber to him there.
We do have a flag over play.
Personal foul. Automatic first down.
A nice break for this Conway offense.
So that's a case where Ben, is such an athlete. The snap was bad. He had to pick it up and do something with it. And in the face of everything else, he got the ball off. And he's not a natural punter. He's a quarterback. And so he made the most of everything, and he gave yourself a chance to get rid of the ball, first of all. But secondly, put yourself in a position to be able to get the ball back, which he did.
Across the way, right at the 20, Buck James doing Buck James things.
Yeah, he's not happy with our punter being able to get off the ground, I guess. I don't know, but if he didn't touch it, doesn't matter what happens with the snap. If he doesn't touch it, then it's personal foul.
It'll be first down, Wampus Cats. Ball spotted at the 28. Second life here for Conway. They will hand this one off. Jamal Bethune.
That's a good run by Jamal. We've missed Jamal the last couple of games. He's been a little bit nicked up. That was a good good run. I mean, it's only for about 3 or 4 yards, but he popped the line of scrimmage pretty hard there.
Weiss looking out to his left for Manny Smith. Manny trying to make a move. Diving past the 35.
Manny can make anything out of nothing more than any human that I know. I mean, there was nothing there, and he was able to make something out of it. 3rd and 3. I hate to say it, but you might be in 4-down territory right here.
If you want to try and spark something, you have to start making some crazy moves. Manny coming in motion across the field. They're going to find Micah Mosby. He's got a 1st down.
Great route by Micah Mosby. You know, Micah is not afraid of traffic. He's done so well this year. He's a tall, lean receiver, so you'd think maybe he wouldn't like all the contact in the middle of the field or out on the edge. He's not afraid of contact at all. Good catch by Micah Mosby there.
Almost to the midway point here in the 2nd quarter. Conway will go trips to the right. Empty backfield for Weiss. He's going to find Boogie Carr. Boogie almost picking up a 1st down.
Good move by Boogie just to get what he could out of there. That's a great route. Boogie is a little bit surprising in his skilled routes that he runs. He gets separation from these guys very easily. That's very different for a sophomore running back.
2nd and 3. They'll hand off to Boogie this time. Boogie finding a 1st down and breaking through that line.
They pulled Jaden Williams from his tackle position into the gap, and Boogie ran right off of him. I mean, you can barely see Boogie behind Jaden, but really good block by Jaden to clear that out, and there was a gap for Boogie.
Wampus Cat offense moving fast. Defense can't even get set. Weiss finding Bryce Bohannon quickly out on the near side.
This is how the Wampus Cats like to roll. Just go, 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 go.
They'll bring up 2nd and short. They'll go trips to the right. They'll hand off to Boogie Carr again. Boogie trying to fall forward towards that 1st down marker. It's going to be just a yard short.
Ball marked at the 31-yard line.
You're definitely in 4-down territory here. So 2 plays to make less than a yard. You don't want to get yourself in a loss position here, but that's 1st down. All right.
They're going to give him the 1st down.
Yeah.
It gives Bryant a little bit of time to sub in on the defensive line. Jamal Bethune in the backfield. Weiss looking across the middle for Wes Boudreaux. He's got him. Down to the 1.
This is what you mean by Wampus Cat football, playing our game. Quick pace, quick slants. Give yourself a chance to make 10, 20 at the most, but you're just making quick pops. That's really Wampus Cat football right there.
Here comes the big set. Garrett Sanders making his way in. Ben Weiss will go under center. Hand off to Jamal. He's cut down short.
That's
going to mark it back at the 3.
Yeah, submarine by the linebacker there, really blitzing into the gap and just going low. Good point of attack, really good tackle in the backfield.
It's 3-yard line. It's 2nd and goal for Conway.
Going to go back to a smaller formation here. Bringing Mosby in tight on the right side. Pitch it out to Jamal Bethune, and he's met in the backfield. Bring up 3rd and 5.
All right, well, we're going to, again, 2 downs to make it here. You want to make sure you get 6 out of here as much as you can, unless we get a big loss on the play here. I think you're looking at 4-down territory right here.
A little bit of confusion down there on the offensive line. We're going to go back to a 4-receiver set. 3rd and 5, who do you look for? Manny Smith, ball In and out of his hands.
Well, it's a hot throw too. It was a little bit high. You had to get over the edge of the defensive line, so you had to make sure you cleared that spot. A little bit too much heat there, and Manny just could not haul it in.
4th and 5. This Conway offense going to stay on the field. Reese looking for Mosby. Incomplete.
Well, that's, that was dictated by really what happened on the second play down there. The first play, yeah, they dove in, but you're still around the 1.5, 2-yard line. When they got us on the second down play, that was the problem. So really put us in a tough spot. They've got a lot of athletes to fill into all the zones. Really forces you to throw the ball when you'd like to be able to run it, but they're so big inside, just not able to do it there.
Conway offense turns it over on downs at the 5. 3:41 to go here in the first half. Bryant will start this possession with a handoff. He's met right at that line of scrimmage.
Good job. I mean, it's a small win, and they only get about a yard there, but it's 2nd and 9, and they've been 2nd and short all night long, so a small victory right there on first down.
Noah Troutman making the stop.
He's playing good tonight.
Second and 9, Ledbetter will pass.
Ledbetter's pass is complete to Corey Nichols.
Yeah, Nichols out on the far side, wide open.
That's about 3 times now that they've run 2 guys on the boundary, one deeper, one shorter. We're making sure that the long guy doesn't get it, but the short guy is uncovered, and they're able to make a good 15-yard gain there.
First and 10. Ledbetter under pressure. Levern Floyd trying to chase him down. Ledbetter's going to run out. Go out of bounds near the 30.
Well, that's just too much there. You want to be able to, you've got him on the run that way, but Ledbetter's such a good athlete. I mean, he's faster than Levern, but still held him to not a first down, but boy, that was a good chance to get a negative play.
2:38 to go here in the first half. Bryant's been pretty content to run some time off. Anderson trying to pick up the first down here. He's going to be behind the sticks.
Didn't quite make it, I don't think. It's hard to see on that side of the field, but I think it's going to be 3rd and short. 3rd and about 1. Again, really good. I mean, when they get to the boundary, if they're able to get any kind of head of steam into the boundary, that's a tough battle for us because of their size. So good job by the defense there just to kind of keep that into to a 3rd and short.
3rd and 1, they'll go trips to the right. They'll hand off to Anderson, right up the middle, first down and more. Now he's busting it out to the right. He's got a lot of daylight. There are 2 flags on the field. As Anderson goes out of bounds past the 10.
That's going to be an illegal block in the back or a hold, one of the 2. You kind of see that happening at the spot. I mean, it's still going to be a first down. It's a spot foul, but not sure which one it was.
A lot of talking going on down on the field.
Yeah, legal block in the back. Now that's a spot foul, so they'll back them up 10 from about the 42-yard line. So they'll be at their own 48 or so, and it's still a first down, but at least it's not down to the 10-yard line.
That's still going to be a Brooks Andrews State Farm first down for the Hornets.
Wipes out. It's a big play from Anderson. 1:45 to go. Hornets trying to extend their lead. Ledbetter looking across the middle. He finds Schrader. It's been a while since we've called Schrader's name.
Yeah, that was a good throw. He actually made a really good catch. He threw it pretty much where he had to, which is tight to the turf, right at the first down marker.
There's a minute and a half to play. Bryant not in much of a hurry here. Ledbetter being chased down by Proc. He drops the ball, is able to fall on that ball. Looked like it was still loose. It looked like he jumped right back on it, but then it. Not sure if it came out again or not.
Yeah, he lost it again. He lost it the second time, but still not able to quite get there. So big loss on the play, though. I mean, that's a break you need, but you didn't get fully what you wanted there, which was a fumble recovery. But it's still second and long.
Bryant with all 3 timeouts, they're just letting the clock tick down. Under 40 seconds to play. Gonna pass it out to Anderson off of his head. It will be a forward pass, so it's incomplete. Trey Banks had some thoughts on his mind out there.
That would have been heaven for him, right? To get the ball out and nothing but green. Loved for that to have been a lateral, but it was a forward pass. The running back just didn't get his head turned around just quick enough. Anderson still kind of floating out there, and Ledbetter had to get rid of it pretty quickly, and that's another thing from the defensive line perspective. You were on him, you forced him into an early throw, and Anderson wasn't ready.
3rd and 18. Ledbetter looking to his left. He hooks up with Nichols again. They're going to be about 4 yards short of a first down.
Well, they'll go for it here. There's no doubt about that. They're not even thinking about lining up out. So you got about 20 seconds left in the half. They're looking to keep the ball obviously to the very end because we get the ball to start the second half.
Fourth and 3. Ledbetter getting it out quick to the right. It's going to be picked off. Maurice Freeman.
Great job by Maurice to jump that ball. I mean, we're going to get the turnover on downs, but you want to make sure that they don't catch the ball. Jump the route, was looking for it. That's a really good, heady defensive play by Maurice Freeman. That's one takeaway. Let's get some more.
Second interception on the year for Freeman. 12 seconds left. This Conway offense will take the field. They'll just hand off to Boogie Carr. Boogie's got some space on the left side. Past the 40. Conway will call a timeout.
With 2 seconds left, I was wondering what they were going to do there. I mean, so that's what you do. You really don't have a whole lot of time to do anything. So you try to pop a draw and see what you get from a yardage perspective. They got enough there. Ben's got a strong arm. You can either see maybe a hook and lateral kind of thing here. You can see, just a long, deep ball. You don't want to turn the ball over in space. You want to make sure you don't do that. But maybe an opportunity here to just get something, some magic happening deep in the field.
Well, you got options.
Yeah, we do. When we get the ball back, to start the second half. So this is a 2-for-1 moment for your offense. You get a chance to capitalize on a mistake if you can. I mean, they don't have a lot to work with. Obviously, just 2 seconds here. You're going to see Bryant line up with everybody deep, and they'll rush a few, but they're going to make sure nobody gets them deep.
So it's Manny and Bryce near side. Micah, Mosby, and Wes Boudreaux out on the far side. And they will just hand off again right up the middle to Jamal Bethune. He's going to get it near the 50. And that is going to do it for the first half, 42-20. Bryant leads after a wild first half of action. This Conway Wampus Cat team, they've left points on the board. They could be right back in this, and they will get the ball to start the second half. Time now for the Conway Regional Halftime Show.
Hi, and welcome to the Conway Regional Health System Halftime Show. I'm Jeff Matthews, joined by Dr. Grant Bennett, when we will be talking about some sports injuries. He is with Conway Regional Health System, of course, and Conway Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic. And Dr. Bennett, we wanted to spend a moment here talking about the orthopedic urgent care. And that's, tell me about that. I would think that that's probably something important, especially for athletes, because you never know when you're going to need some care.
Yeah, that's true. It's a great asset to the community. It's open Monday through Friday. The hours on Monday through Thursday are 1 to 8 p.m. Walk-ins, no appointment required. On Friday, it's from noon to 4 p.m., which is very convenient after school and after work. We see a lot of athletes that have nicks and dings at practice, and they can be brought right over straight from school and be seen, get an x-ray, and be evaluated in a timely manner.
And you just don't ever know when it's going to happen. It could be just the plan of a foot. It could be the way that just you go up for a catch. It could be anything. And I'm sure you guys have probably seen everything there.
Yeah, it is amazing how many times athletes are exposed to potential injuries and are not injured, and then the factors all come together in the wrong way at the wrong time, and something that you may have done thousands of times before results in an ankle sprain or an ACL tear or shoulder dislocation. So those are common things that we see, of course.
Now, I know that, you especially being here in Conway, of course, we have UCA football, and we watch those guys and the other athletes at the collegiate level, but also all the way down to the playgrounds. And that's where my story comes in, because my son broke a wrist going for a one-handed catch and landed wrong. And so we had to come to you guys. So what are, other than that, I mean, that was pretty obvious that he needed the help, but what are some of the things parents can watch for as far as their children and their young athletes go?
Well, obviously the most frequent issue is pain, bruising, swelling, inability to weight bear on a foot or ankle or knee injury. I mean, those are the things that we most often see as presentation that indicates there may be a fracture or some other significant injury.
And I think it's important for us to teach our kids, and really whether they're doing something athletic or otherwise, just to be honest about what they're feeling and what's going on, because you can't always tell by looking at them, but they're going to have to be the ones to tell us, hey, I got a little issue here.
Yeah, that's oftentimes an issue in sports medicine. Athletes sometimes try to conceal their injuries or downplay how bad they're really hurting. So I think that's really important for the parents and the coaches, the athletic trainers, if they're available, that actually know the students, know the kids. If you know them and you're used to watching them play in practice, usually you can tell if something's going on, even if they're trying to downplay it. And so I would say that's for me, because I don't oftentimes get to see these people on the field in practice. I ask their athletic trainer or their parent or their coach, hey, does Johnny look like normal, or is he favoring something? Is there something out of the ordinary? And try to use that as a guide sometimes.
Very good. Dr. Bennett, I appreciate your time today. Thank you. And for everything you do for our athletes and our folks here in Conway. Thanks.
Thank you, Jeff.
You don't wake up thinking about internet speed, electricity, reliability. Your mind isn't on advanced treatment facilities or customizable systems. You don't have to think about any of these things, because we do. Conway Corp. always on.
First cheerleader about to get announced here is Riley Harrison, daughter of Joe and Wendy Harrison. Next up, senior cheerleader Madison Maxwell, daughter of Eric and Whitney Maxwell. Next up, Katie Beth Smith, daughter of Marcus and Deanne Smith. Next up, Hannah Woodall, daughter of Steve Woodall and Erica Adams. Next, we'll move on to our senior dance team members. Up first is Kaylee Fortune, daughter of Corey and Emily Fortune. Next up, Kennedy Lee, daughter of Chinetta Kelly. And your final senior dance team member tonight, Alyssa Rye, daughter of Jerry and Angela Rye. Well, here comes our senior football team members, starting off with Elvis Ayala, son of Rogelio and Gabriela Alvarez. Next up, DeTravian Trey Banks, son of Alfred and Rolanda Banks. Next up, Wyatt Basinger, son of Philip and Yolanda Basinger. Next up, number 29, Jamal Bethune, son of Tommy Jr. and Shantaria Lowe. Next up, Bryce Bohannon, son of Melvin and Phoebe Bohannon. Daniel Clemens up next, son of Jason and Sarah Nail. Jerry Coleman up next, son of Jay Coleman. Connor Crutchfield is next, son of Tom and Terry Crutchfield. Here's Jack Dawson, son of Raymond and Beth Dawson. Vincent DeWitt is next, son of Merton and Melina DeWitt. And here comes Isaiah Duncan, son of Brittany Stokes. Lee Vern Floyd, son of Lee Vern and Diana Floyd. Next up is Wesley Floyd, son of Nathan and Liana Floyd. And now we have Tyler Garlington, son of Michael and Brenda Garlington. Now we have one of the football team managers, Stephanie Givens, daughter of Jason and Wendy Givens. Senior backup quarterback Michael Hardaway, son of Shauna Grady. Darius Hayes is right there. He's the son of David and Ruby Carolina. I think I missed Colin Hicks, son of Lakeitra Hicks. Shahiris Heathcott, son of Cherie Heathcott. And now we're to Xavier Jenkins, another manager, son of Rebecca West. Up next, Colby London, son of Latima London, and I learned last week, younger brother of Caleb London. Jalen McEwen's up next, son of Matisha McEwen. And there's Nick Miller, son of Trey, and Jessica Miller. Here's Ben Mills, son of Shanessa Ray. Up next, Nathan Moix, son of Kelly Moix. Micah Mosby up next, son of William and Dominique Mosby. 2 for 1 here. You got Benton and Jackson Moss, sons of John and Christy Moss. Caleb Ortale, son of Michael and Regina Ortale. Luis Reyes is up next, son of Laura Rosario. Dagan Shoesmith is up next, son of Brian and Kim Shoesmith. Here we've got Andrew Side, son of Jennifer Hutchinson. And there's Dylan Silverman Barnes, son of Cornelius and Katie Branch. Tavis Taylor is up next, son of Derwin and Carrie Taylor. There's Kelvin Thomas, son of Cammie Ryan. There's number 50, Noah Troutman, son of Robert and Brandy Troutman. Jacoby Ekman's up next, son of Richard and Latoya Ekman. Preston Ussery, another football manager here, son of Lloyd and Marie Ussery. Ben Weiss, senior quarterback, son of Philip and Rochelle Weiss. Jaden Williams up next, hard to miss him, son of Alonzia Williams. Keyshawn Williams up next, son of Shatanya Scaife. And here comes Logan Wilmington, son of Tony and Amber Wilmington. And your last senior football player, Desmond Wilson, son of Cassania Collins.
Good evening, Wampus Cat fans. My name is Kennedy Smith, and welcome back to this week's Sports Report. Basketball Madness happened this week. The Lady Cat basketball team showcased their hard work on Monday night, and the varsity cheer team was there to perform and cheer them on as well. Following, the boys team had their scrimmage on Thursday night, and the varsity dance team was there to perform and cheer them on. The boys team is looking forward to officially beginning their season as they are defending state champions. The girls team is looking forward to a successful season as well. Members of the Lady Cat volleyball team received postseason awards this week. Kara Scott was named All-State and All-Conference, along with Kennedy Wyrick, who was also named All-State and All-Conference. Naomi Young was awarded All-Conference. Madison Holloway was named All-Conference and made the All-State tournament team. And finally, Abby Masters was awarded All-State, All-Conference, and was the recipient of the John Bailey Lady Cat Legacy Award, which is awarded to one Lady Cat senior each year. Congratulations to these ladies on their accomplishments this season. Wampus Cat cross-country teams are scheduled to compete in the state meet on Friday in Hot Springs. Details on how they performed will come in next week's segment, but we are wishing them the best of luck. This will wrap up another great week for the Conway Wampus Cats. I'm Kennedy Smith, and this has been your weekly sports report. Go Cats!
Back live here in Bryant. What a crazy first half of action we saw. At one point, your Wampus Cats were down 35-7. Yeah.
In the first quarter.
In the first quarter, yes. It was just an insane performance of offense, mostly from Bryant, but then also from your Wampus Cats, who put up 20 points, 13 of that in the second quarter. And, man, it should have been even 2 scores more than that. They left some points on the board.
Yeah, we threw a pick in the end zone that ended up being a pick 6, so there's 6 of their points. And we were at the 5-yard line. We got down first and goal at the 1 with Wes Boudreaux and couldn't punch it in. A couple of negative plays on the first 2 plays, and at that point it gets a little bit weird. So, yeah, we left 2 touchdowns out there. But here's the thing. I mean, trying to be not too uber optimistic here, but if I had to look at it in the first quarter, to your point, 35-7 was the score. We outscored them 13-7 in the second. So we had a good stop. We made them look a little frazzled on offense a couple of spots. They actually had to punt. There's a novel idea. They punted the ball. So there were some good things that happened in the second quarter, and we left 14 points on the board. So, you know, really good, I think, overall a good second quarter. It's hard to miss after a 35-7 first quarter, but yeah.
And your Wampus Cats will get the ball to start the second half, so a chance to come out, show some authority on the offensive side of the ball, and see if you can climb back slowly into this. You got to feel like the Hornets probably thought, okay, we're in cruise control at this point, but that's not really the case. This Wampus Cat offense can put up points and put them up quickly. Ben Weiss, 13 of 27 in the first half for 276, 2 scores, but he did have the 2 interceptions, 1 that led to 6 points. But going over 30 touchdown passes on the season now. He's at 31. We mentioned it in the first half, but best we can tell, he has set a single season record for Conway High passing touchdowns. He's now at 31, and he set that a week ago when he got to 28. Tyler Langley had 27 back in 2010. And again, to reiterate, we talked about this in the pregame, this game, in terms of playoff seeding for both teams, really meaningless. Bryant's going to be the 1 no matter what happens tonight. Conway's going to be the 3 no matter what happens tonight. And then over between Cabot and North Little Rock, regardless of the outcome there, North Little Rock will be the 2, Cabot will be the 4. It's when you get past that things get really dicey. So we know that no matter what tonight, we will be the 3 going into next week, hosting the 6 from the West. We don't know who that's going to be. It could be a number of teams. All that's going to have to shake out tonight.
Yeah.
We'll know more about that tomorrow. We also don't know who the 2 is going to be in the West, because that is who we would ultimately have to go face if we win our first round matchup against the 6. And right now it's going to be either Bentonville West, which, man, how many times have we done that?
There. That's right. That's right.
Springdale Harbor or Fayetteville.
So the West is as wild as the Central in that regard. Once you get past 1, you've got some movement at their bottom. They've got a lot of different things in it. And again, it's the number of games that people have played, the number of wins. It would take us forever to try to explain it, and we don't really understand all of it. We do know what our coaches have told us and what the administration has told us. We know that we're 3. We know we're home next week. We just don't know who we're going to play. We'll find out tomorrow. But let's play one final good half of ball here in the regular season.
Conway starts the second half trailing 42-20. A lot of what could have beens in the first half. We talked about maybe at least 14 points that you left on the field. Wampus Cat offense going to have to shake all that off and see what they can do with 1 half left to play against rival Bryant. And Boogie Carr taking another kickoff. He's going to take it close to the 40. He's been getting all those kicks directed at him tonight.
Not a problem for Boogie Carr. I mean, again, I think he wants the ball. And so whether that's through a catch, that's a handoff in the backfield, Boogie just wants the ball, and I don't blame him. He's a good talent. And here's the thing. I mean, Bryant was last to come out of their locker room. Buck James does not want to see a 20-point game at halftime. I can tell you that. So they're going to play hard to start this second half.
Conway will start things off with Jamal Bethune in the backfield. They'll hand off to him. He's got some space on that right side, past the 50 down to the 45.
Right, that's your traditional Jamal Bethune run. Hit the gap at the line of scrimmage, really saw the spot, got into the second level. He's a load for any linebacking crew in our state, even this one.
Wampus Cats moving quickly, trips to the left. Weiss looking out far side to Micah Mosby. Mosby hauling it in, but out of bounds.
Yeah, that play is right there on the boundaries, and again, on the boundary, and that's one of those plays where Micah Mosby, he's going to catch it, Mosby's going to catch it, or it's going to go incomplete out of bounds. They were not going to be able to do anything with it, so good safe throw by Ben Weiss there.
2nd and 10, they'll stay trips to the left. Bryant secondary coming in close to the line. Weiss under pressure. He cannot get it off in time.
Yeah, they lined up the house. They had 10 of their 11 guys on the line of scrimmage. Now they backed off of them as soon as the ball was snapped, but it caused our offensive line to be confused a little bit as to who they had. They did blitz a couple of guys out of that look, and so you've got to pick them all up. That was an interesting look for their defense. It's one we have not seen tonight, and it paid off for Bryant there.
3rd and 17. You don't have to get it all back here. Weiss going deep for Manny Smith. Just out of reach.
Yeah, you didn't really want to turn the ball over there either. So Ben put it where only one guy, the speedy Manny Smith, could catch it. I like that matchup, but at least it gives you a chance on 4th down if you really want to go for it here.
Dylan Silverman Barnes checking in at receiver, I think for the first time tonight. Weiss will step back, get the quick punt off. It's going to bounce down inside the 10. Can they get to it in time? They cannot. Micah Mosby doing his best to get down there. He was able to hit it back in a little bit, but it took a bounce into the end zone.
Yeah, that's a tough break. Micah Mosby, really good hustle down there also. Dylan Silverman Barnes made a great play at the goal line, just couldn't quite catch up. All right.
Got to feel like this Bryant Hornet offense is going to come out with something to prove here in the
funny?
3rd quarter.
They scored 42 in the first half, and they've got something to prove.
Ledbetter, quick pass out to Nichols.
Yeah, that pass has been there all night. Again, they're running doubles out there, and they've got a guy running long, and it puts the linebacker, our bandit linebacker, to cover the slot receiver in that spot. He breaks it off short and into the flats, and we've just not been there all night. We've been tardy to get there.
We'll hand off here to Xavier Foote, the senior, getting a gain of, let's call it 5.
Good tackle there by Levern Floyd. He did get 5, but again, you're making some good movement on the edges. They were popping that run right there, that particular run, for big yardage in the first half, but at least we get a stop there.
Second and 5, Ledbetter planting those feet. He's got Schrader for a 1st down and out past the 50.
Such a dangerous wide receiver, not only in the routes that he runs, but also after the catch. He's just a dangerous receiver. So we've got to find a way to at least isolate that weapon and make sure we've got that covered up.
You can see Schrader there in the slot, number 84. They're going to hand off to Foote. He's bouncing it out on the left. Jaden Robinson coming in.
Really good play by Jaden there. Really popped him. Looked like that was going to go for a little bit longer. There was some space there, but he flew up out of that bandit roll and made a good pop, good solid tackle.
2nd and 8. Hand off the Foote again. left side of the line, another short gain.
Yeah, good. Again, a good defensive push there. Puts them in 3rd and 5. They haven't seen 3rd and 5 a lot this evening, so they still have, that's an advantage for them. I consider that to be their advantage, but you're forcing them into making a decision here on 3rd.
Ledbetter facing pressure right up the middle, gets the pass off to Nichols in the middle, picks up the first down.
It wasn't a screen, but it was. He waited for the receiver to come clean across the middle of the field, behind the linebackers, but in front of the safeties. Ledbetter felt that one, though. He got a good pop as he released the ball. We almost got there.
1st and 10 at the 37. Hand off the foot. Levern Floyd making first contact.
Really good play because Levern was getting held there. I'm sure you heard that in the crowd, but was getting held on the internal side, but he played with one arm there, made a great tackle of the running back, really at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
You can hear the Conway fans not a fan of some of the offensive line play for Bryant tonight.
Yeah, they don't need a lot of help. We don't need them to get some help.
Hand off to Bracy on that left side. Big hit. Hear the pop.
Preston Prock. There's a guy that's not afraid of contact. He really came up and made a lick there. You hear it all the way across the way. That's a solid lick, and he really did meet him in the hole.
3rd and 5. The Hornets content to move slowly here in the second half. Conway's going to call a timeout. We will take it with them. 7:23 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp.
For nearly 100 years, Conway Regional has provided high-quality, compassionate health care to the communities we serve, and we are honored to be named the 2020 Best Hospital in Arkansas by readers of AY Magazine. Thank you to the thousands of readers who chose Conway Regional as the best hospital. We are bringing you innovative services, new clinics, more specialists, and expanded access to care. We are not just growing, we are growing together.
Live in Saline County tonight. It's our first road game since the Cabot game.
Seems like a long time.
We should have been at Central a few weeks ago, but
and at Southwest earlier in the season, right? Were we supposed to be there too?
We haven't had many road games this year. It's been kind of a strange adventure for our Conway Corp crew.
The friendly confines of Hornet Field.
Friendly, not so friendly. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Hornets. See what Coach Fimple dialed up after the timeout. Nichols coming in motion. Ledbetter's going to roll out to his right. He tried to find Schrader at the sideline. It is complete, and that's going to be a first down.
Wow, it's a really good catch. Looked like it was intended for the under receiver, but he had Schrader in mind all along. Really good catch. It was well defended. There was just a really good throw and catch. There's not much you can do with that. You give Ledbetter time, he's going to pick you apart. We've got to get some pressure on him. Even in the rollouts, you got to get somebody flying off the edge to get in his face.
No handoff to Bracy here. Bracy taking it down to the 15.
Yeah, that guy doesn't look like a sophomore. I mean, he's really
huge.
He's very large sophomore running back for them, and again came in from Ryzen, so he's new to the Bryant Hornet organization, but boy, he's making an impact.
Second and 4, they'll pitch it out to Bracy. He's going to cut it back inside. Down past the 10. It's going to be another first down.
it's just kind of the slow, methodical approach by Bryant in this drive. Haven't really been in too much trouble here. We've had a couple opportunities to make a play and just haven't really done it. So they're just kind of methodically marching it down the field.
1st and goal from the 9. Hand off to Bracey again. He's cutting it back in the middle and walking into the end zone. Touchdown, Bryant.
He planted that left foot with really nobody there, and it was over at that point. So a really good drive by Bryant there. Our defense really never got off the field or threatened to get off the field at any point in that drive. But that's the Bryant Hornet offense right there. That's just them doing their thing.
Nice long drive for the Hornets. Extra point is good. 49-20. Bryant on top of your Wampus Cats. 6:27 to play. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp.
Arkansans appreciate community. We work and raise families, care for our neighbors, and come together in good times and bad. At First Security, that local strength is what we love best about our home state. There is commitment here, and heart, and hope. Thank you to everyone who is standing together, learning from one another, and making Arkansas a place we all love to call home. We're proud to be your community bank.
Back in Bryant, 6:27 to go. Conway trails 49-20. Bryant getting the first score here in the second half. Taking a look at some scores across the 7A. Bentonville on top of Bentonville West, 37-7. That in the third quarter. Northside's leading Southwest 13-0. Springdale beating Southside 20-14. That's one of the, or both of those teams could be who we play host to here and next week. And Manny Smith taking it past midfield.
Unfortunately, I think there's a flag on the play.
There's going to be a hold against the Wampus Cats. That will bring that one back. Catholic is up on Central, 16-7. North Little Rock up on Cabot, 34-24. Rogers over Rogers Heritage, 42-14. That one in the third quarter. And Fayetteville is up 27-21 on Harbor. Those two teams vying for the number 2 seed. So one of those teams could be potential team that we travel to if we win our first round playoff game.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we're going to Northwest Arkansas if we win, and it's a question of who it's going to be.
And all paths lead right back here.
Yeah, you're going to have to, if you want to win it, you're going to have to come through Bryant again.
Wampus Cats will start this drive with trips to the left. Weiss rolling out to his left. What a pass to Wes Boudreaux. Oh, man. Weiss has to turn his body as he's running and just guns it.
I mean, he's just remarkable on the run. Going the opposite way of his throwing hand and put it absolutely on the money to Boudreaux. Great throw by Ben Weiss.
First down, Weiss is going to step up, looking across the middle for Bryce Bohannon. Bryce down to the 25. He had one Hornet defender to get past, and he could not quite do it.
You know, that was about a 60-yard penalty on the kickoff, and we're back where we were. It took us 2 plays to get back to where we were. So good job by our offense, not letting that get to us. We're right back where we were.
Silverman Barnes there near side. Good to see him back on the field. Weiss rolling out to his right. He's going to find Wes Boudreaux. Wes, touchdown. 34 yards. Wes making up most of that with his feet.
Great job by Ben Weiss there, rolling completely out to the boundary. Waited to the very last moment to make a throw. Their guy had come up off of Boudreaux to make a play on Ben Weiss and left Boudreaux wide open. And with his speed, they were not going to catch him.
Third touchdown pass of the night for Ben Weiss. And they're going to stay on the field going for two, trying to close this back to a 3-score game. Trips to the right for Weiss, under pressure, and it's going to be picked off. So 2-point conversion fails, and there's a penalty.
Yeah, they had a big hit on Ben Weiss. If that's not a hold, that's a roughing the passer call.
So they get another shot at it here?
Yeah, they will. If it's not a hold.
He has been taking some big hits tonight. Mark Kelly checking on him.
He was slow to get up. I mean, he's a warrior. He's all heart. I mean, he's not very tall, as everybody knows. I mean, look at him in the huddle, but he's such an athlete, such a competitor. But they got to him a little bit late there and really hit him hard. So, good call by the official. We've moved the ball a little bit closer. Try again.
State's #1 passer, it's Ben Weiss. Came into tonight's action with over 2,500 yards passing. So they'll move it up a yard, and Wampus Cats will try again. They're being Bryce in motion. And it's a whole lot of nothing happening there.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there. It looked like we were, that's probably a play we've never run. It looked like something I hadn't seen.
It looked like they were about to, they brought Bryce in motion, but then it looked like he was going to move back to his left and get a little, maybe like a little screen pass out to him.
Yeah.
It looked interesting is what I'm trying to say, but
it didn't work.
They did not execute. So 49-26. Conway just not giving up, not going away. And a lot of things, no matter what happens tonight, a lot of things to think about coming out of this game, the opportunities, the missed opportunities, all the points you left on the field. It's going to be a tough one to digest this week, but they're going to have to just put it behind them and get ready for the first playoff game.
But there is a lot to learn, though, so far. I mean, you really found out as a matter of fact, you've taken an absolute gut punch from these guys, and you're still battling here in the third quarter.
Go for the line drive kick, picked up right near the 20. Who was that coming in?
Mason Jett.
Mason Jett.
Wow.
Flashing the Jets right there.
That was some serious speed. He had his, as a special teams player, where Mason is playing a lot this year. And he's a good tackler, by the way. He plays in the secondary on the JV team. You live for those moments. You're flying to the ball. The guy runs right to you. Super tackle by Mason there.
Bryant will start at the 16. After the big special team play from Jett. Hornets haven't had much trouble scoring tonight. Let's see how this defense responds here. Toss to Anderson out on the left side. It's going to be down close to the 20.
He was still working there very late. He was almost on the ground, but really laying on top of the Wampus Cats and was trying to get moving forward. Sign of a good running back. He's a good running back for sure. And so really, a good stop by our defense there. Only gave up 3 yards on the edge.
365 yards passing now for Ben Weiss. Just got updated numbers from Stats. Appreciate Scott Stats Taylor. It's going to be a first down here for Bryant.
Really good push by their offensive line, their left side of their offensive line. We didn't really have a chance at him until he was well past the line of scrimmage. And once he gets ahead of steam up, we've seen him. He's a tough load.
Ledbetter will pass on first down, finds Nichols.
We're getting closer on that particular play. I mean, you've got, again, you had one of their outside wide receiver run deep down the field, and their slot receiver cuts into the flat. And we've been really tardy all night getting to that particular play, but we were really close there. Traylon had a hand on him, and so maybe a little bit too late, but we're getting there.
It's Nichols' 9th reception tonight. Ledbetter fakes and he's going to go deep.
Good play by Troy Wiseman. They had single coverage in the deep part of the field. That's a cornerback playing all the way across the field. I mean, that's not the safety making a play there where he's running to, his coverage part of the field. Troy had him all the way from the boundary, all the way across the field, and he was stride for stride. Ledbetter really had no place to go there.
Troy coming off one of his best games of the season a week ago against Catholic. 3rd and short, they'll hand off to Anderson. Anderson bouncing it out, going to pick up a first down. There is a flag.
Yeah, it's going to be a hold. And I think from the spot, it will still make them about 3rd and where they are right now. So 3rd and about 3 or 4. You do that enough, you're finally going to get caught. And it's tough for, and I'm not sure who that was on, but if it was one of their receivers, you've got to be able to let go of your guy in a timely manner or they're going to call it on you because you're out there and where everybody's eyes are on you.
Saw Schrader shaking his head, so my guess is
maybe him.
It might have been called on him.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 5 coming up for the Hornets. Fake. Better going. He's got Schrader. Out past the 50, past the 40. Down to the 30.
I've said this about Bryce Bohannon before. How do you let that guy get open? We had, we know he's going to get the ball, and we still can't seem to get in front of him to make a play. And that's just a great receiver. I mean, he's just a really good receiver, and he beat our guy there. So kudos to him.
They'll hand off to Anderson here on the left side. Pyle pushing out close to the 20.
Been a lot of rugby scrums out there tonight with them. We're not. They keep their feet moving. It's a good sign of a good running back. Good sign of your offensive line really trying to push for every yard you get. He got 8 out of that.
Well, this is a Bryant team that coming off an enormous victory over North Little Rock a week ago. They put up over 800 yards of offense. I thought that had to be a typo, but then I saw it in multiple different sources, and it's just unreal. Ledbetter going deep for Nichols. Nichols hauling it in, but out of bounds.
Traylon McClure did a good job there, actually, of staying with his guy. I mean, that was he was a drag all the way across the field there. Really good job of all the way to the boundary. Ledbetter had the only spot could be right on top of the stripe, just wasn't able to complete it.
3rd and 2. We'll hand off to Anderson. Anderson's got the first down and more. 22-yard run for Anderson. Extends the lead for Bryant.
Yeah, it's just a big gash up the middle. I mean, it's a play we've seen all night. We've stopped it a few times, but they've popped it on us, and that's a couple times for touchdown runs.
Extra point is up and good. 56-26. Bryant extends the lead to 30. 30-second break, and we're back on Conway Corp.
Located on Robinson Avenue next to Laurel Park, the Conway Regional Rehabilitation Hospital is one of only 4 licensed inpatient rehab hospitals in the entire state. Patients are cared for by specially trained staff under the direction of an on-site physician who specializes in rehabilitation medicine. Conway Regional Rehab Hospital, your choice for comprehensive care to bring you one step closer to home.
.231 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Bryant extending the lead to 30. 56-26 on top of the Wampus Cats. Bryce Bohannon and Manny Smith back to receive. Although it's been Boogie Carr taking all of the kickoffs tonight, and that continues here. Boogie bringing it across the field, going to cut back in past the 35.
Really good job by Boogie tonight. I mean, that's a tough spot. You get those sky kick, those guys are flying at you, and he's made positive yards every time, pretty much around the 40 with every kick. Offensively, you know, we're down 30 with 2:24 left in the quarter. Would love to see a good drive here. Yeah, you'd love to score quickly, but let's just see if we can put together something here and work our ball down the field.
Ben Weiss closing in on 400 yards passing. They'll start with a handoff to Jamal Bethune, and Jamal's got space. Jamal breaking away. 63-yard touchdown run for Jamal Bethune.
What a brilliant run. I mean, he stiff-armed a guy in the open field who was behind him to keep him off of him, created some space, and extended his ability to get away from him. What an incredible run by Jamal Bethune.
Wampus Cats will go for the extra point this time.
I would have loved a good drive there, but as I said, you know, you'll take the one play, you'll take the big play if you get it.
56-33. Lead back down to 23. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp.
Helton's Wrecker U-Haul has the service you need. Whatever the automotive problem, Helton's has the diagnostics to repair it. If you're moving across town or across country, Helton's is your #1 choice for U-Haul in Conway. We have a wide selection of packing supplies for every aspect of your move. Also, we sell and install hitches. Call 327-4696 for a quote. At Helton's Wrecker U-Haul, we are always on our toes. Give us a call at 327-7681.
Wampus Cat offense continuing to fight in this one. Quick score there, a 67-yard touchdown run. I'm getting the stats in now from stats. Yeah, 63-yard touchdown run from Jamal Bethune. One play drive for your Wampus Cats, and I was impressed with the stiff arm, but more impressed with the burst of speed there, that last 20 yards.
Yeah, he created some separation there, but he was really moving fast down the middle of the field. Wow.
Another line drive kick is going to be taken in by Knox. He's going to bring it back in the middle, down the 37.
So a couple of things here, Levi. I mean, at some point, you understand kind of where the game is going, what's going on here, but that did not make Bryant happy, and I'm about that. I kind of like the fact that, you know, they get up and they've got 56 on us, got us by 30. All the momentum is going their way, right? They gashed us with the play up the middle. What do we turn around and do? We run a 60-yard gash up the middle, right back at them. So it's kind of, okay, we'll take one, we'll give one back. And the other thing is, this is the most points that Bryant's given up in the conference, or into any state opponent, by the way.
Hornets will start with a handoff here to the sophomore, Bracey.
Yeah, back on the conference score. I mean, the highest point total that Bryant's given up in the conference is 21 points to North Little Rock, and so that's hanging 33 up is no small task.
They gave up 40 points in their final non-conference game to Trinity Christian out of Texas.
That's Deion Sanders' team.
But since then, 7 points to Northside, 3 to Catholic, none to Southwest, 14 to Cabot, and 21 a week ago to North Little Rock.
I mean, so yeah, we talk a lot about their offense, and as we should. They're a special offense, and their defense is unbelievable. I mean, they beat Southwest, who's getting things started, but beat Southwest 70-0. So scoring 33 on this defense is not something they're used to, especially in their house.
been the story of the season for your Wampus Cats. An elite offense that's really flipped the script in terms of what we've been used to for the last decade. You look at last year's team, ran the ball 55% of the time in terms of, well, 55% of the offensive production came from the running game.
Right. Yeah.
That's not the story this year. It's 70% passing game.
But still, though, I mean, and you see, and that's absolutely correct, but you see that we still have the ability to gash people with an internal and off-tackle run by Jamal Bethune. Went 67 yards against this defense.
First and 10, they'll hand off to Anderson. Anderson bouncing it out on the right, down near the 10. We've just seen that over and over again tonight.
Yeah, these are some elite runners.
The point I was trying to make earlier, you distracted me.
I'm sorry.
With your great analysis, is that we have one of the best offenses in the state. There's no doubt about it.
Oh yeah.
But if we can't get stops,
yeah,
it's going to be challenging in the playoffs.
It's just a track meet, right? You've got to figure out who's going to get across the line first. So we do need some stops on defense.
But not every opponent is the Bryant Hornets, who are riding that 25-game win streak, back-to-back defending 7A state champions. And that's going to do it here in the third quarter. At the end of 3, Bryant leads 56-33. 30-second break, and we're back on Conway Corp.
Take it outside, boys! Johnson's down the right side. He crosses over to a corner and shoots. Oh, no! Oh, brilliant.
You didn't plan on a disaster, but you have a choice on who restores it. Choose the best. Tell your insurance provider you choose All Clean USA.
Mom said take it outside.
Conway Corp is proud to provide internet services to customers who are looking for a reliable, high-speed experience. With speeds up to 1 gig, everyone in your house can surf at blazing fast speeds, whether they're playing games, streaming media, sharing photos, shopping, or just browsing. Learn more at conwaycorp.com. After 3 quarters here in Bryant, Conway's offense just keeps hanging in there, keeps fighting, keeps hanging on. It's 56-33, Bryant driving again.
There hasn't been many games. Has there been any games in the conference where they've not gone to the mercy rule before the fourth quarter? I mean, I just don't know it.
I don't think so. Small victories tonight here in Bryant. They'll hand off to Bracy, and he's going to score again. Easy.
Yeah, he was never even touched, I don't believe.
It's the 3rd touchdown on the ground tonight for Bracy. He's over 100 yards on 16 carries. Kick from Funk is up and good. Lead back out to 30, 63-33. 11:55 to play. We'll hold it here.
Yeah, I'm watching for our defensive coaches are coming back. Listen, it's what I've seen on the sidelines has been a go-to-work mentality. I mean, they come back, they're trying to figure it out. They've got obviously got some things that they've got to get right. Coach Fimple is in there with the middle of them with all the other defensive coaches. They'll, are they going to figure out this game? Probably not. But they're going to have, as we know, as we hope, in about 3 weeks or so, we're going to hopefully have another opportunity to do this.
Yeah, there's a good chance that we could be back here again. Now, there's a lot to accomplish in the meantime.
That's right.
Got a first-round playoff game next Friday night at John McConnell Stadium, hosting the 6th seed out of the West. We don't know exactly who that's going to be yet. You win that game, you're going to go face the 2 seed out of the West, and again, we don't know who that's going to be yet either. Boogie Carr bringing the return out past the 35. But really in the West, it's Bentonville and then everybody else.
Truly, I mean, there's more strength in the Central than there is in the West. That's absolutely true. I would say that. I mean, Bentonville West has had some good moments. You know, we played Fayetteville early in the year. They were down big, and then they've won 3 ball games in a row. I'm not sure what the score is tonight, but they've won 3 ball games going in. So they're starting to pick it up, but it's Bentonville and everybody else. In our conference, it is kind of Bryant and everybody else because they've taken care of everybody. But you got North Little Rock, Cabot, and Conway right there. Those are 3 that anybody could win any of those games.
Conway will start this drive at the 27. Jamal Bethune on the field again. Weiss under pressure, sacked, back by the 20. We haven't seen many teams get pressure on Weiss this year. Really just north side a few weeks ago.
And that was their outside linebacker that they run kind of normally they run a 4-3. So that's their end, just making a good push.
2nd and 17, they'll hand it off to Bethune, and man, he gets tripped up. He was building some steam.
That was close to being popped there. I mean, he got tripped up right at the last second. We're still way behind the sticks. It's 3rd and 13, but no quit in the Wampus Cats. Legal procedure.
Back it up 5 more yards. I couldn't tell if we jumped or they jumped.
Yeah, I couldn't. I saw the official on the far side motion it, so it had to be probably one of our wide receivers. A lot of times they get a little antsy out there on the edges. Got man coverage over here on Boudreaux.
Trying to set up the screen for Manny Smith. Unable to haul it in through the contact.
Yeah, that play was not really going to go anywhere. They had it covered up pretty well. I thought we might go a little bit deeper down the field, but
it's going to be 4th down for the Hornet defense.
Just glad to see Manny get out of there. He's such a slight guy, but and that was a big hit, but he bounced right back up.
Weiss will punt it away. Deep kick for Weiss. Gets a little bit of a Conway bounce out past the 40.
That's a great punt. It's a long line drive punt, so you want to be able to keep the ball a little bit longer there. We got behind the sticks early in that with a sack and never really able to recover there. So now you got to put it back on your defense. They didn't get much rest there. Got to see if we can come up and make one play.
We know the Hornets smell blood, a chance to invoke the sportsmanship rule on this possession. They'll hand off to Anderson to start this drive, and a lot of space out on the far side of the field. 1st down.
Yeah, they're getting a really good block on the edge out there, or they're able to disguise being able to wrap up our guys and not allow us to get to the edge. So, you'd like to see us be able to make a stop there shorter than that, but 2nd and 1 is in this offense really doesn't matter.
Second is short. They hand off. Is that Ethan Winningham? Thought I saw 97.
Well, and I saw, Tavis Taylor. Yeah, so we've got a few guys in there a little bit different. I saw Ashton Waller come out earlier. Good play by Tavis Taylor, though.
Be honest, folks, I have struggled to see the numbers tonight. hand off again here.
Number 9, Tanner Anderson on the carry. Stopping number 8, Jaden Robinson.
Yeah, Jaden Robinson in there made a good tackle from the inside.
Ball's going to be marked at the
Unfortunately, it looks like we've got a Wampus cat down.
for the Hornets.
I'm not sure who it is. I can't tell.
Trainers coming out to take a look. We also already lost Jalen McEwen earlier tonight on the defensive line. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second break and see if we can find out who that is and what the update will be on them. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp.
From day one, Centennial has been there for the people of Conway, the people that teach us, protect us, guide us, and work to make Conway better every day. That's why we've donated over $5 million to local organizations and causes. And we have the same commitment to serving you for life's milestones and everyday moments. Centennial Bank, proud to call Conway and Faulkner County home.
Back in Bryant, we have got confirmation that it's Trey Banks still down on the field.
Senior spotlight this week. Really fine young man. Loves his music as much as he loves his football. And that's okay. It's good to outlet.
I have so enjoyed getting to talk to all these seniors these past few weeks, and the way we've been able to do it with all of us, and Jeff included, getting a chance to talk to them. And Trey was a character this week. I hope you got to, those of you watching, if you got to see it during the pregame, he is a funny young man, and he's getting up off the field now. It looks like he's able to.
I don't know if he's wanting to stay. I think he's wanting to stay in.
Yeah, he's walking on his own. That's a good sign.
Yeah. A lot of heart right there.
We already lost one starter tonight on the defensive line. Jalen McEwen went out in the first half. And at this point in the game, might not expect to see Trey Banks come in again.
No, I'm probably going to get to see a few of the young guys. I do see Ethan Winningham out there. I think that's 97 out there on the very end. So we're seeing some of our younger guys.
No, Kelvin Thomas and Elgin Thomas both have been in on the defensive line tonight. It's going to be another first down for Bryant.
Yeah, they've got a goal in mind, and that's to put the mercy rule on the Wampus Cats. That's their goal, and that's just how they roll. So this is no shocker that they've got their starters in there still and trying to score again. It's kind of how the program at Bryant likes to work. They're not. They're saying, "Hey, you got to stop us if you don't want us to score."
Bryant scored 70 points against Little Rock Southwest earlier this season.
Tanner Anderson on the carry.
There goes a flag.
Number 34, Preston Crock on the stop. Ball's marked at the 34-yard line.
Easy for me to say that we're a much better team than Little Rock Southwest. No offense to Southwest, brand new program. They're just getting things underway over there under Daryl Patton. But still, to potentially give up 70 points in a game it's a rough one.
Number 9, Tanner Anderson on the carry.
Good tackle out there by Jaden Robinson. Also Michael Hardaway getting in there. Obviously it's in the secondary, but good stop. He had a lot of forward momentum and had a chance to really take that the distance. But good stop.
Crossing the 8-minute mark here in the game. Hornets gonna run as much clock as they can. First down, handoff to Anderson again. Noah Troutman in the middle.
still getting a little chippy down there. Hopefully nothing happens, and we need everybody back next week. We're going to need our full entourage of all of our players. Yeah, Anderson's going out now. He was pressing forward a little too much there at the very end of the play.
Traylon McClure also coming out for Conway. He was the one receiving the extra communication from Anderson. This defense still fighting hard here. You know they don't want to give up another touchdown.
A good junior there, Ethan Winningham off the edge. Guy that hasn't played a lot since the very first of the season. Continued on with the play. You got guys out there really wanting to impress. I mean, they haven't seen a lot of time, and so it's good to see Trey Hill out there, kind of filling in some of our defensive line gaps now that we've got a couple guys injured and on the sidelines.
Third and 4, they'll hand off again. Wampus Cats can't get the stop. It's going to be first and goal coming up for Bryant.
Yeah, they haven't taken any of their starters out. I mean, we've got a lot of backups in now, but they're not going to. So, again, it's you know, as a Wampus Cat, you want everybody to be able to play their hardest, and you want the young guys that haven't had a chance to get out there in a game like this. So we're trying to make some changes on our side. I think it's a good job by our coaches. I don't agree with the approach here, but hey, you got to stop them.
Hand off to Bracey. He's fighting to get in the end zone. His 4th touchdown of the game.
Number 3, Jamarian Bracey, and the offensive line on another Arkansas Copier touchdown.
Bryant just one extra point away from 70.
67 Jack Powell, 75 Parker Ellswick, and number 60 Brooks Edmondson.
Clock now running. Bryant on top, 70-33 over the Wampus Cats. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp.
You're watching Conway Corp, Channel 5 and 585, Conway's source for local community programming. Here you'll find the Wampus Cats, Conway City Council, here and there featuring local events, burn and breathe that will get your heart rate up and down. Find new adventures on Away for a Day or grab your sketch pad and draw with Mr. Foy's easel. Plus, learn more about Conway Corp store. We're creating original programming with Conway in mind on Conway Corp, Channel 5 and 585.
Well, folks, it's the Bryant Hornets conference to win tonight. 70 points. And we've seen everyone this year but Southwest and Central. We've seen Fayetteville and Bentonville. I think it's, we have a pretty good vantage point on this. It's Bryant and everybody else right now in the 7A.
Yeah, there's really no matchup. I mean, Bentonville could be a good matchup for them, but too much talent all the way across the field.
So 4:47 and the clock continuing to run here in the fourth quarter. Again, just to reiterate really nothing on the line tonight for either one of these teams other than just pride. But your Wampus Cats set to be the number 3 seed out of the 7A Central. All teams are eligible this year because of COVID cancellations. So all 16 teams in the 7A can play in the playoffs this year. They have until 8 a.m. tomorrow to declare. But if all things hold true, Conway will be playing host to the 6th seed next Friday at John McConnell Stadium.
Yeah, and it's so now you're looking at the playoffs. We want to host a game that we think it's going to be somewhere on the Springdale South Side, potentially in that world there. Southside probably has the edge there of getting that number 6 spot.
Yeah, they've got a lot of teams sitting at 2. Well, they've got 2 teams sitting at 2 wins. Southside is at 1 win. It's just they don't have the same number of losses, so it's really hard. We don't know exactly what all the rules are for tiebreakers when it comes to more
Fair
conference
point.
losses.
That's right.
We understand that more conference wins is going to be a factor, but all that to say, we really don't have a clear picture yet on who the 6th seed will be.
We just know where they're going to play. Conway. That's right. John McConnell Stadium next weekend. Sam Gregg, by the way, your quarterback. Andrew Sides is the running back, number 22. A senior, getting a chance to play here. I guess the sportsmanship rule also means no defensive holding in the secondary rule, because our guy got absolutely wrapped up. But you know, that is what it is. But I'd like to see him make a call, because our guy's working hard out there to get open and couldn't do it because he was completely wrapped up.
4th and 6. Try and draw Bryant off sides, and they do.
Keep working. I mean, you got a guy. Sam Gregg is, could be your guy next year as a starting quarterback. Ben's a senior. Sam has done a great job on the JV team of working the offense. He's got a good strong arm. He's on the baseball team. Very good athlete, and really has developed over time. And Coach Kelly's office has really developed some skills. So I'm impressed with this young man.
On 4th and 1, Wampus Cats going for it, and they are going to be unsuccessful there. Final look at stats tonight for Ben Weiss, the leading passer in the state. He finishes with 365 yards passing tonight and 3 touchdowns, crosses the 30 touchdown mark. Bryce Bohannon, 4 catches for 108 yards and 1 touchdown. He was leading the state by 1 yard, so we'll have to see what the final stats come in. I believe those publish on Sunday or Monday in the Democrat Gazette.
Yep.
But you could go into the playoffs still with the number 1 passer and receiver in the state. It's a testament to this offense that left points on the board tonight. Could have been a lot closer going into halftime, but it's been a struggle defensively tonight for your Wampus Cats against the best team in the state and one of the best teams probably in the country.
Yeah, they're an elite across the country, and we kind of knew that. We absolutely knew that going in, and we're hoping we'd be able to find some weak spots. They don't have that many, to be honest with you. They're strong all the way across the line, and on the offensive side of the ball, the defensive side of the ball, they're well coached, and they're big, and they're just the top dog right now.
40 seconds left to play here in Bryant. Bryant will have to run one last play here. Be another handoff, and that will do it tonight. Regular season finale, your Wampus Cats falling 70-33. Conway going to have to put this one behind them quickly and get ready to play host to the 6th seed out of the West this Friday back at John McConnell Stadium. Still a lot to play for. Got one of the best offenses in the state. Could be an exciting playoff run. It doesn't feel like it right now, but we'll get back to work this week.
Even with the points that Bryant put up, we were still in the ball game late into the third quarter. I mean, you really only down, and with our offense down 20, I'm going to be okay there. But not a night we wanted to finish on, but happy to come back next week and play.
He's Tim Roach. I'm Levi Gilbert on behalf of Javon, Maggie, John Wayne, Justin, Scott, Stats Taylor back home in Conway, and Kara back in Conway monitoring the stream. On behalf of the entire Conway Corp crew, we've enjoyed bringing this regular season action to you this week, and we will see you next week back in Conway for the 2020 state playoffs. Be safe.